Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls. Oh, hi, ahoy there, and all that. Didn't see you there. Welcome to Horizon's Call. I don't know, that was a weird bit to do. My name's Derek Sword. I am your GM for this game of minigames here on Sword and Key. This is a Sword and Key game. Welcome. If this is your first time joining us, it's great to have you. If you're a return viewer, listener, watcher, however you experience this, it's great to have you back. This is our four-season ongoing nautical campaign, and I'm joined as always by these very lovely people who have introduced themselves in just a moment. Before all of that, I do want to say that this game, being a Sword and Key game, you can find all of Sword and Key's stuff at beacons.ai/Sword and Key, including links to where you can watch some of our other games, links to our affiliate ships if you're looking to get some discounts on stuff. Holiday season's coming up, so if you're looking to get some cool stuff, as well as if you're looking to be charitable this holiday season, we have a number of great philanthropies that our channel supports through a number of our games. This game in particular, because we have been playing for so long, and because Sword and Key has not yet broken even, which is fine. We're not here for the money. We're here for the games, but we do want to pay our players ultimately. That is ultimately a goal. And until then, we have used the tool Pally. Pally.gg is a wonderful online tool, whereas if you do give bits and subscriptions and everything through Twitch, very much appreciated, goes towards the channel, helps us reach that ultimate goal. But if you, in lieu of that, go through Pally, Pally doesn't take as much of a cut as Twitch does, and evenly distributes anything that you are willing and able, and honestly generous enough to tip to us, between our wonderful cast and crew, all of whom are the same people that you see before you here. So, give it a thought. Let's go ahead and go on and have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves. Mare, if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I am playing Acacia, who uses she, her pronouns. Your local friendly centaur, soul knife rogue, star druid, who is ready to get revenge on some fire-aligned creatures and is pretty pissed.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's just business.
And it's business. Now it's my business, and I have debts to pay.
Yes, business is bad when you get an angry centaur. Next up, we would typically have Eva. Eva is dealing with a small Sword and Key farm emergency, but everybody is okay. So she will hopefully be back next time we play, which will actually probably be in a couple of weeks, since well, we'll talk about it. So next up, we have Mikyl then.
Hey fam, I'm Michael. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus, your Triton Shadow Sorcerer, Oath of the Guardian Paladin, a homebrew Horizon Skull Oath. And I'm just happy to be here. Hi, y'all.
Happy to have you. A special thank you, as always, to Mikyl for doing the incredible artwork that you see on your screen and a lot of our ads, not only for this game, but many of our games here, as Mikyl has been a prolific and incredible just friend and an artist to the channel. So very, very much appreciated. Also, do want to extend this thank you to Mare for running tech today, as Eva typically does that. So special thank you to Mare. And we'll jump over to Kaila, who also often runs tech. So thank you to Kaila, just for being here today, but also often for running tech stuff too.
Weird to be thanked for being here.
I'm happy to have you.
Yeah, something. I missed y'all last weekend. But I was in a salon for 6.5 hours, and I didn't expect it to be that long. But hi, hello, my name is Kaila. I play our Storm Sorcerer, Scarlett Shores. Mare did it fantastically last week. I went back and watched. Mare's got all of her intros down, and I adore it. But Scarlett uses she, her pronouns, as well as myself.
Wunderbar. All right. That's wonderful in German. So let's go ahead and move along then. I believe we have a recap prepared, as Kayla was mentioning the whole rewatching bit. So let's not put that to waste. Kayla, the floor is yours.
I didn't have the recap.
Never mind.
Um,
I thought you did, which is why you
no,
rewatched it.
I was
Um,
rewatching, so I know what was happening. I'm pretty sure it
oh,
was
you were responsible. Ugh.
Eva.
Um, who did have the recap?
I think it was supposed to be Eva, so that defaults
Okay,
to you,
fair enough. Okay, then
unfortunately.
I'm gonna love that inspiration point. Yeah, no,
Wait, I'll do it. I'll do
that's
it.
if you want it, I am happy to do it and not take an inspiration point. I have enough advantages and also GM privilege to wreck your lives whenever I want. So
I'll attempt to do it.
go for it. You got this.
In my fabulous rewatch of the VOD and the screaming and the back chat, our wonderful friends were unfortunately transmitted, nope, transported to a um essentially a cooler. It's a cooler. We're gonna call it a cooler that had an
Pretty cool.
anti-magic field. Um, this is where all the dwarves were being held. So as soon as they got there, everything powered down and powered off, including little Jeffrey. Um, there was only a small panic before they started talking to people, and Thor came back. I do remember that. I do not remember the conversation, but I remember him coming back. Um, as Winnie being Winnie investigated, Winnie brought out acid, not the fun kind, the Bernie kind, and tried to get through the walls because they're metal, very, very thick metal, as they learned, but metal nonetheless. Eventually, that didn't work, so Acacia went for the brute force effort, I believe, and just started wailing on the wall to try to break the inscription. Eventually succeeding, I believe, is what finally did it. And the anti-magic field kind of dropped, and lo and behold, our fighters are back and angry, and Acacia has told Scarlett, and now Scarlett is angry.
I've snitched.
You immediately snitched, and I love you.
Yeah, that's pretty well said. Please enjoy your point of inspiration.
Thanks, I'm gonna need it.
We'll see. All right, because I've also been told of some plans. So let's see how effective these plans can be. Um, but before all of that, I do want to rewind time a little bit, as we talked a lot about what Winnie and Proximus and Acacia were up to inside their cold box, but we didn't really see what was happening with Scarlett or Marcus. So as we rewind time and we throughout all of the ingenuity, acid and bludgeoning and everything else, all the figuring out of these sigils and breaking of this magic spell, um, we go back to the point where Barback had teleported all three of, and Jeffrey, I guess so, four of Scarlett's companions, leaving Scarlett and Marcus and Barback aboard the Obsidian Queen. So in that moment, as you know, your friends fade from view and presumably appear somewhere else, Barback just kind of slaps his hands together. Okay, okay, they are safe. They have uh, appeared on neighboring ship, and I'm sure we'll chit chat non-stop with dwarves there. Um, so, okay, I have business to attend to again in my captain's quarters. Um, you all should make yourselves comfortable until the short time upon when we will arrive. My son, he's love. Good seeing you as always. And he will kind of turn on his heel and snap these like big patent leather, clawed fingers of an Efreet, and the eye patch wearing a freaked Majid who has served as his first mate will fall in behind him, and this massive door, this large door that they go through the captain's quarters, just kind of slams shut behind them. What would you like to do?
I would have noticed that the mind link is gone.
Maybe,
Correct?
yeah.
Like it's all of a sudden very quiet.
Mm.
It's you no longer have four other voices hanging out
I like to
in a
imagine
That's
group
that
true.
when
call.
like no one's talking, it's just kind of like a little like fuzzy background.
It's like a Zoom call.
It's one way to think about it, sure.
God,
But there is no way to like anticipate when it will end, unfortunately. So it's probably not uncommon. Though it happening immediately after we left is kind of sus.
Yeah, because it had only been up for what we'd said 20 minutes.
Something like that. And it usually lasts like at
At
least an
least
hour.
a
At
little
least
bit
an
longer than
hour.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm
But
sure
time
we've
is
all
weird in
done
the
some
elemental plane of fire.
weird experimenting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, God, where's the rest of this?
What are you looking for?
My telepathic feat. I found it.
Ah,
I'm good. Um, I have to be able to see people to be able to do it. I was gonna try to like feel out and just be like, hello, is anyone there? Um, no, but telepathically I will just poke at Marcus and just I can't I can't hear them and I can't talk to them. There is no switchboard.
music is a little too intense. I'm going to change this. Um, sure, but is that big of an issue? I mean, they're a distance away, elemental plane of fire, time dilation. I don't. Isn't it kind of nice to have just a moment, just the two of us? I mean, I'm sure they're fine. There's three of them.
Or
Sure, yes. I'm sorry that I often forget the autonomy of the weird little shark man.
I don't know how, but sure. But I don't know. We we do this all the time and it never just cuts off like that.
Listen, they have Acacia. Acacia alone terrifies me, and is more than
That's
capable
probably a
of
good thing.
fight. So I'm just saying that if if there was a problem, we probably would hear it, even from this distance, even from those other ships.
Okay. Okay. It is just my trauma getting to me.
No, you nothing about the trauma or this or that, but you seem tense.
I don't like it here.
We'll
And I
be rid
don't
of this place.
particularly like your father.
He is taking some getting used to.
I can't put my fin on it, but something makes me uneasy.
He's I've met a lot of smugglers in my life, and he seems to fit that mold quite well. He's a grinner. He's the kind of person that will shake your hand with a knife waiting to stab you behind his back. He's yeah, he's kind of a jerk, but I have to hope that if there's a little bit of him, even half of me is him, that there's got to be a little bit of decency, and it's not all business, as he says.
Not to make fun of accents, that's rude.
That's literally how he sounds. Literally.
Okay. I We'll try to relax.
That's not what I'm
He
asking you to do.
stabs
I'm
us
not
in the
asking.
back. I'm sending you overboard. You'll
If he
survive,
stab,
right?
if he
Right?
stabs us in the back, you can say I told you so every day until we inevitably die. Hopefully,
Hmm.
in not a horrible way.
Could come sooner than you think.
Wonderful.
We're pirates. We don't live very long.
Mm, We've been shaking those odds pretty well, I'll say.
They will catch up to us eventually. They always do.
Probably. But we have time now, and seemingly access to the ship. And maybe if your gut is so uncertain about Butterback, maybe we can see what kind of business he has to attend to and why he can't rope us in on it.
You want to spy on your father?
I did not use those words. I'm just saying you tend to have certain skills that make you capable of certain things. I myself even have certain skills.
I'm very good at reading lips, and that is about it at this point. No, I can read thoughts. You're right. I'm currently reading yours, so none of this has been out in the open. Period. It is just probably really weird looking at these two
It's just
on the
it's just
fucking
a couple
deck.
just going like,
It's like the facial expressions change, but there's no words.
yes, I have noticed the some of the John have been giving us the eye. I just think it's probably a better use of our time than perhaps trying to make a deal with the Cambion that's residing below deck.
Yeah, no deals. Been there, done that. Not doing it again. Not letting you do it. So sorry. I'm all about Owen's choices, but not that.
Of
It's a
course.
terrible idea. Okay, let's go do what we do best.
Okay. So this is, a larger version of a lot of ships that you have been on. The captain's quarters seems to reside in the quarterdeck, beneath the quarterdeck where the helm is. The helm is being currently manned by a Jun, who is like I said, there's a massive steering wheel and then a smaller one set into it, and the Jun is kind of manning the smaller steering wheel that's set into it. Otherwise, everybody's kind of just moving about. You can see that someone is tarring the deck to perhaps make sure that the boards stay sealed against whatever fire water is trying to fiery flaming water stuff, lava maybe, I don't know,
Lava?
gets in.
Forbidden
There,
taffy?
what's that?
Forbidden taffy?
Yes, the forbidden taffy. Yes, it tastes like burnt marshmallow for just a second, and then you'll never taste anything again. Um, there's, some of them are, tightening the chains to the sails. Sails kind of like whipping around in this smoky air all around you that is held somewhat at bay by that kind of barrier that protects a lot of the people in the ship. Even as the lava kind of splashes up, seems to hit that barrier so it doesn't hit all of you. You notice that there is a railing area that goes around the captain's quarters in the quarter deck, indicating that you might be able to listen at a window, or you could potentially listen at the door. And you do note that there is a large back window on the Mercy. It is like a large splash stained glass window. This one is somewhat like charred and blackened a little bit. There's a lot of soot on it, but you do know that it has, a little bit of permeability, and you might be able to look in or even hear through. So how would you like to approach this?
Well, I have detect thoughts, but I have to be able to see a person and I have to be within 30 feet.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's not the best use. Um, oh, I feel like going to the window is a bad call because I am not fire. I'm not immune to fire.
Okay.
And one false move and I'm down forever. Rerolling a character. Um,
We'll see if Markins get a little bit of hair, and maybe we can do a reincarnation. See what you come back as.
Ugh, Dragonborn. Uh,
Oh, don't threaten him with a good time.
oh wait, I forgot. Um, fuck. I guess we're gonna go about listening some way, somehow, probably near the door.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a stealth roll. You may do it with advantage since Mark is essentially going to be helping.
He's sneaky though, right?
He is sneaky, which is how he's helping, is that
Yeah.
he's like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. 16.
Okay.
I'm glad for that advantage because I rolled a nat one
Okay.
on one of those. We're really real great so far.
Okay. Let's see here. So, this is one of those times where I definitely should have written down your languages. What languages does Scarlett know?
Primordial Elder, but I do have comprehend languages.
Huh.
So if I can't understand it, I'm going to cast that.
Okay. This this is not a language that you immediately know. It's a language that sounds somewhat familiar, like you might have heard a dialect of it not that long ago, relatively. Um, but yes, it has a lot of like hard consonants to it. There's some like glottal stops, a lot of guttural parts to it. Um, you go ahead and give me a history check with advantages you're trying to recall.
Where's my history? +3. That is a 17.
17. Okay. This sounds a lot like when you were with the Storm Giants. This definitely sounds like the giant language. So if you would like to use comprehend languages to try to understand, you absolutely may.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay. And you hear Barback, his voice, and as like your spell goes through and your ears like ring for just a second, and then like everything just kind of clicks. You can hear Barback. His accent is very thick, even when he's speaking in Giantkin. And then you hear another voice kind of booming outwards, and much in the way that like when we talk on like real life people, we talk on the phone or we talk through Zoom or anything like that. Voices have like kind of almost a mechanical sort of tinge to them. Like when you hear a voice through the television, it's different than a voice in real life. When voices are transmitted magically, they have a sort of like hum or ring to the sort of like audio aura to them. So you can tell that the voice that's speaking to Barback is not in the room with him, as it kind of emanates outwards and has that sort of hum to it. But it is definitely a native giant speaker. And what you hear Barback saying is, well, everything seems to be just fine, as we have all that you have asked for, as well as several other um, pieces of what is the term you have used? Um, Personnel that we have been transporting for you, and we have picked up a couple other powerful individuals that I think will only up the price. Should you wish to make that part of your purchase. And I hope that we can, of course, continue business in the future. Should you find my services to be up to par? And in response, you hear like again this kind of booming voice of, yes, of course, Balderback, we will consider it. cats. We will consider your services should you meet our expectations. However, should you try to double-cross us, should these powerful individuals prove to be, at any point, any sort of headache, I will mount your head on your own ship, and I will sink it in the sea of fire. You do not want to mess with us, smuggler. We will not be worth your while. And you just hear Barback kind of laugh, and you kind of can hear Majid start to laugh as well. This very stilted sort of like, oh, this is a funny joke. This would not be a problem. I have solidified a certain alliance with um, one of the people of the material plane, a son of mine, in fact, and I had no idea I would ever meet one of those. But apparently the gods work in mysterious ways. And praise to Surtur on this most auspicious of days. And you just kind of hear the giants kind of talking amongst themselves in Giant King. Yes, all right, Barback. Just don't fuck up. You will not financially recover should you fuck up. We'll leave it at that. And the magic kind of clicks out. And then, you have this magical comprehend languages, your ear kind of clicks when it goes back to a language you actually understand, and Barback seems to redirect and be speaking to Majid now in Primordial, in Ignan. And it's that kind of like snap crackly, like something burning kind of language. Majid, this is going to be one of our greatest successes as smugglers. I know this might be stretching some of our previous promises, especially to our crew and perhaps to ourselves, but if we succeed at this job, we will never have to work again. And I know you are worried about the siren girl. She will not be a problem. It seems as if her and my son are well linked together, and if I can pull him along, I'm sure she will come along with him. This will be successful, and we will have 2 new crewmates. Or maybe they will up the price as well. And you hear footsteps start to come towards the door at that point.
Oh, Audi 5000. Goodbye.
So you turn into a car. You turn into the Audi 5000, and you and Marcus like make your way as far away as possible, maybe even like around the side of the ship. These these carved kind of intricate railing bits that separate out where the quarterdeck is from the outer railing, and as you kind of duck around, which to your advantage, this ship is made for larger individuals, so it's easy for medium individuals to hide here and there. And as you duck around the side, you hear Barback beginning to shout orders at some of his crew that they will be making land soon. Marcus is like almost hyperventilating at this point as you look over to him.
I'm going to kill your father.
I'm not sure it needs to come to that. Maybe we can just beat the living hell out of him. And it seems as if I'm going to have to kill my father.
I said, do you really think beating him up is really an option?
No, I just didn't think that today would end in patricide.
Well,
sorry.
If there's anyone who's going to be selling me, it's going to be myself again. Sold my soul twice. What's a third time?
When also you traded yourself in that one time.
I'm still running on that gold, so I don't want to hear shit about it.
It's not. I'm just saying I counted as 3.
I've sold my soul twice, not my entire being. That's just once. For 69,000 gold.
Nice.
We need to get to the others.
Yes, we need to figure out where they went.
And I don't know how to do that. How many ships are there? Are there 3 total?
I believe there are 5 total.
Oh,
Let me
oh.
check that. 1, 2, 3,
And
4.
there
Yes,
were
there are
dwarves
5.
on all of them but the Obsidian Queen?
Correct.
We can't go to all 4 because then that's suspicious.
I think. Do we have anyone we can turn to on this ship?
On this
Anyone
ship,
on this ship? Yes.
they all
Shiv.
work for your father.
Sorry, Shiv. Let's go, Shiv.
I was about to say, we have the imp that Winnie helped. He
Well,
works for payment.
yes, but in a way that I fear these dwarves will soon be working for fire giants, which is not the most willing of employments.
We go talk to the devil.
The imp or Payman?
Payment.
All right.
All right. Okay. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Okay. And by the time you're done saying okay to each other, you've walked down below decks and have you made your way to the lower decks where the little corner quartermaster shop of the Cambion Payman is located. They are sitting on a stool, this kind of like black lipstick on their face, these little horns, wings tucked behind them, and they're kind of just like picking at a very long obsidian black claw and just kind of like looking at their claw nails. Ah, hello. I wondered when you two would be back.
I don't need whatever this is right now.
Fine. Puts his hands on the like countertop. What can I do for you today? I sell items and things.
I want to know
Hello,
where my friends
adventurer.
are.
Oh, you want to know where your friends are? Well, does Scarlet Shores have friends? Uh, Flips a like soul coin in the air, catches it on like his palm, opens it. Ooh, all signs point to yes. Good for you. What are you going to pay me for the information?
What do you want?
So many things.
What do you
So
want from me?
are you the only one in part of this
Yes.
interaction, though? Fine. You want information. I want something to happen. Not right now. Later.
What do you want to happen?
I want a misfortune on your wedding day.
What?
I just want something bad to happen on your wedding day. I want the happiest day of your life to be marked and marred by something bad happening.
What wedding day?
Sure. Let's play that game. Sure. Scarlett, let's say you never get married. Oh no, you foiled my awful plans.
You want me to
But
promise you my firstborn? Because that's never happening either.
not for this. That's way. I mean, if you want to talk about that, we could make a different deal. But
Well, you can sink
I'm
this whole
not a
ship for me
huckster.
then.
I just want a little misfortune. Nothing serious. Nobody's even going to die. Maybe. I don't know. That's really not up to me.
Oh, that's where your power dies down.
I have certain influences. And I have certain things you need. And if that's not something you want to talk about, then we could talk about something else.
Fine, deal.
Good. Your friends have been teleported inside of an impenetrable magic sealed box. This box does not allow any magic in or out.
I'm going
Is
to immediately stop and like backhand Marcus's chest and just, I told you so.
Yes, and this starts today. This is the first one. They have been teleported upon the Ruby Wish, which is the second ship to our port, and they are inside with several of the Azer and dwarves of Halvaruk, and are currently, as my sources tell me, pouring acid on walls. So they're feeling spunky.
Winnie,
Probably.
you put my friends in a box, they're going to find a way out. We always do.
Yes,
Barback's a
but it's
fucking idiot.
when they find their way out.
What's waiting for them?
A transaction.
And I assume that's what I heard upstairs.
Yes, these potential buyers have been a little uncertain of Barback's methods, but
That makes a handful of us at this point.
Barback has always been quite a handful.
Then why are you here?
It's fun. Do you know how many people hate being aboard a ship in the elemental plane of fire and are willing to make a deal for something alternative? Something to ease their suffering, their discomfort? Even little deals go so far. Plus, I like the weather.
Okay. How can we get to the Ruby Wish without being noticed?
Well,
I guess this would be also a DM question. How far is the Ruby Wish? If it's the second one to port, that would be too far, I think, for Dimension Door.
it would be about 600 feet away.
Fuck. 100 feet too short.
I do have this lovely little jar of potion of invisibility and potion of flying. We could make a little cocktail. You could ask Barback to teleport you. However, whether he would teleport you inside the box or not is... It's a fun question to ponder, isn't it?
I don't particularly want him to know that I'm going there.
Oh, well, I could teleport you there.
Assume that you will keep this conversation between you and I,
It's
or else our deal is
of course.
off.
Yes.
Okay.
I could be your most trusted confidant, Scarlett. In fact, I know you've made a couple of deals here and there, and let me tell you, if you ever want to make another one, being
I
a
will keep
Pact of
your
the Fiend
name.
warlock, oh, it's so good.
I will keep your name in mind.
Please do. And while we're at it, take my card. And he'll just kind of like manifest this little like it's not even paper, it's like the thinnest piece of like metal or maybe rock. It's like it's so cold to the touch, and etched into it in like the finest leathers are his name, and you can only really see it like when you hold it up to the light a little bit.
Okay. Transport us.
Yes, in exchange for
What else do you want?
love these questions.
From me.
Hmm.
He doesn't really have much to offer.
Ow.
That's not true, but Scarlett's going to play that down, so he leaves him alone.
Hmm. Make me an offer. Could be things. I sell things.
The things I have on me are mediocre at best.
Hmm. I can think of a rather big one, but that doesn't seem particularly fair to you.
You can do business out of my ship once a month.
The Mercy, Cross's Mercy, you're saying that I can operate out of your ship once a month.
One day out of the month.
I like that. I like that quite a bit.
Kaila hates it so much.
Oh, it's so good though.
It's so good. I hate it so much.
An invitation to a devil is, it's such a sweet thing. Who would I be to refuse? Go forth, Scarlet Shores, go enact your goodwill upon the world, and I will see thee very soon. And he goes to snap his fingers, and in the blink of an eye, you and Marcus find yourselves in the same spot, but now in a dark lower decks on another ship. The quartermaster's area is gone. You find yourself surrounded by large barrels, some netting that seems to be holding a variety of just like supplies, and then straight ahead of you in the darkness, through the darkness, like through like little slats in the wood, you can see the outer shell, like the outer door of this massive pocked metal box.
I mean, I do also
And
have
in
dark vision.
You do. So that is how you can, because otherwise it would be dim, so you can see this clearly. So you and Marcus now standing there, you can hear like banging coming from within. It's very distant, very like kind of hushed,
Mm-hmm.
and you can feel a sense of cold emanating off of the thing.
Oh, that feels nice.
Yeah, the closer you get, like you hit this sweet spot where it's just like the perfect air conditioning temperature. But as you get even closer than that, it starts to actually feel like a little too cold. And yeah, you can hear kind of like scraping coming from within. You can hear like murmuring kind of emanating out, but again, everything's sounds very muffled. Those were two interesting deals we made.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
Okay, I'll make a deal with you. No more I told you so's, and I won't give you shit about it. Sorry, I thought we were in a deal-making mood.
I did this to help my friends, and you're going to give me shit? When your
I'm
father
just...
is the one who put us in this situation?
All right, we've all made some interesting choices today. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like mine less questionable than some others. But okay, let's open the box.
Okay. You see his eyes like scan around the whole thing.
I don't know how to open this
How?
box. Can I Arcana check it?
Please.
16 plus 8.
Dang. Okay.
24.
This thing appears to have an arcane lock placed on it on the outside. The door is flush, almost to the point where like Marcus is using a dagger to try to find like the line, and the dagger doesn't even fit really in the like the line where the door meets in that
Mhm.
gap. And as you're looking, you can kind of peek through a little bit. You can see that there are these like massive locking mechanisms that go the entire way around. There are hinges on the outside, but the hinges also seem to extend to where the arcane lock portion is. And then, in addition to that, you notice that the type of like the metal of the box seems to be inherently magical, and there seems to be like this, like as you're picking up with like your sirenid ears, you sort of pick up on the natural musicality of music, like the hum that music kind of gives off, and you can pick up on like this low, like subhuman tonal note of like this constant magic emanating from within.
Do I still hear the banging from inside?
Yes, yeah,
Mm.
sounds like somebody is hitting the metal repeatedly.
Mhm.
A couple
Would
of
she
peoples.
hear cursing?
Can I
I don't
hear
know if
voices?
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell what the voices are saying, but
But it's
you
just
can
like
definitely hear like
murmurs.
the tone of like "Arr, arr, burger," stuff like that.
Question. Can I use the spell magic on this thing?
Yeah, you can try.
It
What level are
says
you dispelling magic?
one creature, object, or magical effect within range.
Okay.
Any spell third level or lower, especially ends fourth level or higher on a target, make an ability check using your spellcast ability. DC equals 10 plus the spell's level on a successful check. So whatever level spell is plus 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to make an
Okay.
ability check.
Okay. Go ahead and make an ability check.
Okay. 26.
26. Okay. Um, you are able to, I will say, dispel the arcane lock on the door. It is still
Okay.
mechanically locked.
I don't have brute force.
Marcus looks at you in Rogue. Same, I suppose. All of our brute force is on the other side of that door, it sounds.
My brute
And Winnie.
force is magic, and I don't have any to fix that.
I literally have fire in an elemental plane of fire. Um, we could. I'm sorry. I can't talk the box out of. You do notice that like with everything, there's a very obvious like key slot to it. It's very boxy looking, rather large. That kind of like goes at the center. All of these like arcane lines extending out
Mhm.
from that center point.
I just stare back in rogue, gesture to the lock opening. Can you pick it?
Um, it's different, but I can try. Um,
It's more than what I've got right now.
oh, all right, all right. I will give it a shot. I'll Marcus give it an honest try. I don't even know if he has
I don't know
proficiency in
if
that.
this either.
Does he have proficiency in thieves' tools?
Not sure I ever gave him that.
That's so
I think
funny.
I give him proficiency in other stuff.
Can I
Let's see.
help with words of encouragement?
Some solid words of encouragement. Yeah, he does not have proficiency in. He does have the tools,
Well, that's good.
but yes, he does not have proficiency in them because I figured like he's not that kind of rogue. He has panache.
Not
Um,
to mention Acacia and Winnie.
yeah. Yes, exactly. I was like, why do you need another one? You watch as Marcus pulls out a like very dusty set of thieves' tools. I was handed these a long time ago. Yes, like I was handed these when I multi-classed from fighter. Um, he unrolls them, and as he's like trying to figure out this lock, you feel like a shift in the ship itself. Like you actually feel yourself kind of rocked a little bit. Just amount of time has passed, and you're not exactly sure how long it took between payment actually like teleporting you and when you arrived, as time can be weird. Um, Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, I'm so good at those. I get advantage on those.
Is Scarlett within range of Proximus's aura? Because isn't this about the time we break the?
Almost, yeah. This is almost just
Yeah,
yeah.
isn't it 10 feet?
I think it is 10
It
feet.
is 10
So,
feet. Yeah.
Would
le-
if I'm
uh,
right at the door,
yeah. Scarlet, heads or tails?
heads or tails? Heads.
Okay, you are not within 10 feet, so
Okay,
you do not
I
get
fair.
the
tried.
plus
I
10.
tried.
But
That's fair. Um, that's a 15.
Plus
15
five.
is what you need. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Scarlett, you do keep your footing. However, Marcus rolled a 2 plus a 7. And he drops his thieves' tools, and you watch as they like clatter to the ground, and a few of them slip between the boards. Well, it wasn't getting very far anyway. So, um, you hear a lot of footsteps, kind of like walking around on the boards above you. You hear some like actually moving towards the actual staircase that comes down, and
Oh,
more than
no.
that, as you're looking around, you start to hear a shifting in the ship itself. It seems as if you've come aground. The ship seems to have stopped moving. You feel yourselves kind of standing a bit at an angle. You felt that friction, that grating noise of seemingly like the ship rolling up onto a rocky shore, and you start to see this bright yellow reddish light coming from behind the the box, the prison box, and you start to realize that like the front of the ship actually levels down as like a ramp, much like the back of like a carrier airplane. How the ramp actually comes down. So it looks as if they are going to try to slide this thing out. And you have moments now to decide what you are going to do. What would you like to do? Would you like to hide? Would you like to come along with the box? How
Um,
would you like to do this?
Does Scarlett receive my message?
At this point, you would receive Mare's or Acacia's message. Well, what was that message?
TLDR, the situation we got locked. It's very angry. Locked in a box, anti-magic field. Your father-in-law's a dickbag. It's so on and so forth.
she's already irritated about the whole marriage thing, so you are gonna hear words about the whole father-in-law thing.
But yeah, basically, but we got the anti-magic field down. I'm gonna go summon some giant goats.
Do I know about the goats?
No, that's I don't remember exactly what I said next week, but now I'm saying I'm gonna go summon some giant goats now to prepare.
Um, I think is there you said slide out with the box.
Hmm.
Do that on the
That's an option
back
you can do.
side. Can we slide out on the back side?
Yeah, you'd essentially be sliding out on the door as the backside is going to slide out first.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. Whatever
Okay,
would be like the opposite side of what's going to be exposed first.
sure. Okay. There's plenty of like little pock marks and even the hinges themselves you can kind of hang off of. Go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage.
Ooh, 18. Plus 3, 21.
Great. So as you can hear like now as the what do I say, the ramp door has been flattened out, all the chains kind of dropping it out like a portcullis, um, or a drawbridge. You hear other ships kind of grounding themselves as well, and you feel that intense heat of the elemental plane of fire kind of like coming back in, even though you are close enough to the box, like that heat is kind of hitting against. Um, you start to feel as chains are connected to the box and is dragged out onto this obsidian volcanic rocky beach, and as it is maneuvered around, you and Marcus are able to maneuver with it, always staying around the side from wherever the Jan seem to be maneuvering it. But very quickly, with your role, I will say that the two of you are able to kind of hide behind a rocky formation on this beach. I'm going to move you all over here on this map. Let's see where you all are on the very top one. So let's see. So this is right about the point that the door is opened for the rest of you. And so, Marcus and Scarlett, as you are hiding behind one of the rocky formations here, I have at the southern part of this map, you can see on the right there is Barback with some of his John. There is Majid, who has the eye patch, and a number of the John as well. And then up ahead, Marcus and Scarlett, what you see, in addition to the rest of you, is a small contingent of fire giants. You can make out that there are 6 regular fire giants. They are fully armored. They're wearing helmets. They are armed. They're, ready for a fight. This seems to be like a royal guard almost, with the finery of their armor. At the head of them is something some of you may have never seen before. This is technically classified as I want to say a fire hellion. And this is essentially a fire giant that has horns coming out of the top of his head. His face is twisted into kind of a demonic snarl with these very large teeth. This kind of like Baphomet-esque sort of like goat head that's now like, he's got a bit of a muzzle and hair coming down. This whip-like tail coming from the back of him. He is dressed in armor with a sash and belt that seems to be made of red dragon scales, and is wielding this massive morning star, which seems to be almost torch-like in the way that it is flaming. He has these like glowing eyes, and even as his mouth seems to burn hotter than the elemental plane of fire around him. Standing behind them, you have 2 fire giant dreadnoughts, which are bedecked with 2 very large spiked shields, one in each hand that go like these tower shields go all the way to the floor, and they seem to be protecting a member of fire giant royalty, as they are wearing this massive flaming crown that sits flaming atop their head, and they are kind of just tapping this. What looks like a brand. It's a scepter as much as it's a brand, as it's glowing hot. Again, glowing hot here, even in the elemental plane of fire, and they're kind of just tapping it in their palm impatiently, and dressed in the finest of armor amongst all of them. As the boxes are all loaded up, they are all opened, and you start to see some of the dwarves are hanging back, where some of the Azer are just like kind of coming to a little bit of consciousness now, but are still a little unwieldy on their feet, and are uncertain of where they've kind of ended up. That is the scene right now. Is there anything any of you wanted to do in this moment?
Can you put us on the map exactly where the boxes are and where we would be?
Yeah, it's just this very southern spot right here. So let me grab y'all. So, for example, Acacia, you would probably be. There we go. We'll make you a little bigger. But while I'm doing this, Barback has kind of, like I said, moved forward. The gen separating you all um, from the fire giants, and Barback has stepped forward with his arms wide out. My wonderful employers, you all have been decent enough to show up with reinforcements, it seems. I did not expect such a wonderful contingent of
I have a
such
question.
military might. Please.
Sorry, has Barback noticed the goats?
No. So that's something I wanted to kind of you all to say whether the goats were an immediate thing, a reactionary thing,
Oh no,
or
no, no. I
okay,
summoned them inside after
okay,
the the anti-magic field went down.
Okay.
And they're like all lined up at the front. I think 2 are mounted.
So
Oh, yeah,
he
the
has
Acer.
not noticed the goats. Let me pop Proximus over there, and we'll put Winnie, and then Scarlett. Feel free to move yourselves as well. Scarlett, I'm going to say that you all ended up. There's this little rocky bit right here, and for some reason you are sideways.
If he's opened the doors, and I would actually like to interrupt him if no one else is opposed.
Yeah, no, that is my whole intention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yes, by all means, he has opened the doors in expectation that it'll be too hot for the dwarves, and that the Azer will be sleepy boys.
Discombobulated.
Exactly.
So maybe
yes,
our
not
Azer are
expecting
actually
it.
conscious, but maybe not in the other 3. Because they had a couple
They're
minutes.
just
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they're still getting their feet. There's not a lot of weapons or anything, but these are soldier Azer, so that is a point in their favor as well. But yes, you may absolutely interrupt Barback if you would like.
Unfortunately, I do not have thaumaturgy. It's fine.
Oh, I do.
But I feel like Acacia really knows how to project, though. She's got 4 lungs. It's fine. If she has 4 lungs, she has 2 diaphragms. Anyway. Barback! I do not appreciate being kidnapped. You have a lot of explaining to do. And, like, just kind of menacingly walk forward with my goats.
Okay.
Goats following you.
I summoned 4 goats, so imagine me in the middle, flanked by 2 pairs of goats on either side in an arrow formation.
With dwarves on the back.
A couple have dwarves on the
Yes,
back.
I love
these,
it.
But
I
these
love
goats are
it.
as big as me.
I will say
are they
that,
large?
They're large.
Yes, these are large goats. I will say
it.
that for the sake of it being so hot, these are going to be Azer that do have, one of them is holding the trident of flame or whatever it was. They are like minorly
Flame
armed.
tongue.
I think
Flame tongue.
flame tongue. Yeah, I think 2 of them have tridents. But these are going to be Azer as opposed to a lot of the dwarves who from Helvalruk, who like the second they go to take a step out from the doorway, like and leave that cold barrier, like their skin starts to sizzle slightly.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like being. I mean, you're literally around lava, and all of you still have just barely some fire resistance on you.
I still have my poncho.
Yeah.
That's true.
For
Towel.
magic and simplicity's sake, is it okay to say that these are magic goats? They're technically our fae. So they don't get
that's fine.
immediately like sizzled.
Yes, they are not immediately sizzled. We can call them spiritual goats. But yes, it is very hot. So the Azer are still they'll essentially have like a point of exhaustion on them, but are still somewhat awake as you are maneuvering your goats forward. And Barback turns back to look at all of you, like still this big, like big tooth-tusked smile on his face. And here you can see some of the other fine selections that I have acquired along the way, in addition to the request that you made. And you can see that they are full of a certain fire themselves.
While he's
And I'm sure.
Yeah, while he's talking, can I talk to Scarlett?
Yeah, absolutely.
Scarlett, Proximus, Winnie, Scarlett. Do you all care if I just kind of pot shot this man?
Which one?
Marcus's father.
Oh. So-
I would prefer not to start a fight right now. Right here.
That's why I asked, because we're outnumbered.
I will happily give you a signal when it is appropriate.
Are you here? Where are you?
I'll step out from behind the rocks and just... I'm here.
Scarlet waving.
Please tell me
I'm
you
right
have...
here.
Please
What's
tell
outside
me you have an
What's outside of
idea.
your box? I have a terrible idea, but I think I have an idea.
Is it a worse or better idea than trying to pick a fight and murder?
we might survive this one. I think our odds of surviving this one are a little bit higher than just fighting our way out.
Proximus, we put our faith in Scarlett.
Yes, just tell me when I need to swing.
Just tell me
Okay.
when I'm allowed to cast Ice Storm.
Okay, will do.
Just the little peanuts wah, 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 wah sound in the background. I'm assuming he's just talking throughout this entire thing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep
Oh yeah,
interrupting.
no, he's absolutely monologuing. He is.
Womp,
He
womp,
does
womp,
not.
womp, womp,
I don't mean
womp.
to keep interrupting you, Derek.
No, you're totally
Sorry.
fine. Everything I have to say is just filler bullshit
Hey,
because he's a talker.
I would like to cast Thaumaturgy
Okay.
to make my voice louder, and I would like to say, hey, Barback, shut the fuck up for like 2 seconds.
You see the smile kind of drop just a little bit as he turns back and he goes, "Yeah, I would have expected my son to keep better control over his
Ooh,
woman."
ooh.
See, that's where
Ooh.
you're very wrong.
How do I
Proximus
make everybody hate a
audibly.
character in one move?
Yeah.
Proximus.
Approximately, like
Oh,
out
he's
loud,
dead.
like, ooh.
Oh, he's dead. He's so dead.
He does not know her very well.
That's all. Wow. An asshole and sexist. Why am I not surprised?
Okay. And so at this point, Barback has kind of like, so many fine goods. I have hundreds of dwarves, hundreds of them, as well as the Aesir, and of course access to their sacred forge, where you can make no shortage of incredible works and rule over as much of this plane as you can possibly control. And should you ever have need
Continue
for,
casting Thaumaturgy.
yeah, go ahead. What would you like to say?
I would like to talk to the giants this time.
Okay, go for it.
If you make a deal with a crooked man, he's going to screw you over. He will stab you in the back like he stabbed the rest of us in the back. I can make you a better deal.
Let's see. Okay. Okay. The the fire giants have kind of been listening a little bit at this point. Um, but the one at the very head, at the kind of the highest point there, steps forward just a little bit. I would actually like to hear what the what are you? I have seen things like you before. Ah, the singing ones.
A
From
siren.
yes, one of the sirens. I could use someone to sing sweet things in my court. Are you offering your services freely then?
If you will hear out my deal, I will sing for you. But I will not stay.
I will hear out your deal.
Okay. Can I walk closer?
Yeah.
Am I gonna be let through passage through this wall of shit?
Can we walk with her like as an entourage?
The John actually like start to draw swords to stop you as you're going to move forward, and the fire giant says, "I have asked to hear her deal. If this is a business transaction, surely you are not scared of a little competition, Barback. You brought them here. Let them speak for themselves. Surely a great smuggler should not be scared of a siren." And Barback kind of nods over to Majid. And as you're passing through, the Jan that are now kind of like parting ways. If you ruin this for me, daughter, I will make your existence pure suffering. Forever.
I'm already going to make your existence awful. So, get fucked. Just walk through and just, nope, goodbye.
Are we allowed to accompany Scarlett, or are we being basically forced to stay back?
Nobody has necessarily stopped you. You get to the point of the gin, and I think that's when the fire giant goes, the rest of you did not present any offer. You may stay back with the rest of the business decision. You are still for sale as far as I am considered.
I'll still
But Scarlett, you are absolutely allowed closer. How close do you want to get?
Shell phone, I do just want to be like, it's cool. It's fine, I got this. I want to be in front of Barback, so probably like here.
Okay.
I might be small, but he can get fucked.
Huh. Yeah, the fire hellion is just like slathering. There's foam that's boiling off of his jowls right now, and a few of the other fire giants will just kind of like shift in their armor a little bit. But you have made your way somewhat forward. Um, as you decide on what you are going to say, let's go ahead and take our break right there.
Oh.
And when we come back, we'll see how well your deal goes through. Thank you for joining us for Horizons Call so far. Please take advantage of many of our great affiliate ships. If you're looking to get some cool stuff this year, if you're looking for some Hit Point Pret stuff, please use our link for that. Maybe some makeup from Wishbone Cosmetics, or even a custom mini from Eldritch Foundry. All great companies that all support us here at Sword and Key. And we'll see you all in about 10 to 15. Take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Vast and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Horizons Call. What a predicament we have ourselves in here. Before we jump back, I do want to say one more time that this game uses Pally to tip our players. If you like what we do here, the cast and crew are all the same people you see in front of your screen, your face, your eyes, all that. Right now, so you can go to pally.gg. And if you are willing and able, with those things being important together, have a couple extra bucks sitting around, and like I said, you like what we do, feel free to toss that into our tip jar. It's always very much appreciated. And you can impact our game. I kind of left that out last time. You can give crits, advantages, and black spots, which are complications, which are always special fun as well. Or you can just have the players give complications by making deals with devils, which is always super fun too. Okay, so Scarlett, you have stepped forward. I should describe, you're on kind of this volcanic island. There are these deep pools of magma which are like splashing up, boiling just a little bit. Kind of the splash goes back down. It doesn't really arc outwards too much, but this island is in the sea of fire, so there are like these waves of magma and fire that are lapping at these rocky volcanic beaches, and it seems like this might be maybe the site of an old building or temple, as there is this wide archway that the head giant, the royal giant, is standing in front of. Kind of these ruins all about, all of this rocky detritus strewn about, and you can even see where there are carved rocks beneath your feet, indicating a pathway, this curvy pathway. But whatever used to be here has long since not. Acacia, how many goats did you summon?
4.
Or okay, I will pop those goats onto the screen here,
Thank you.
and I will put some Azer on their backs. Um, Scarlett, you have stepped forward to make a deal to treat with the fire giants. What is your proposition to them?
Debatably smart one. Last chance for anyone to give Scarlett crits if anyone wants to give Scarlett crits, because I might be able to use them.
My crit is on the table for you to take.
Well,
Bless.
it's very
Bless,
very
thank you.
generous of you. And we did decide that even though Eva isn't here, she has been messaging me. So little Jeffrey did give a little supportive pat on the butt to Scarlett and slapped a little guidance on her. So you can add that.
Can
I think
you
it's a
move
D4, D6.
Winnie next to me?
Sure.
So she's within 60 feet of Scarlet.
And guidance is a D4, correct?
Guidance is a D4.
Yeah.
I might have overheard the conversation I was not privy to. That's why I am here. Um, I do want to preface that if you do not accept my deal, me and my friends who are back there, who don't necessarily match the rest of the group, we will be a problem. We are not going to go quietly. We're not going to let the other dwarves go quietly. I'd prefer not to be your problem, Your Highness. I would prefer to be the idiot's problem. But, nonetheless, I know Barback mentioned the dwarves and their sacred forge. But what if I could offer you something on the material plane?
You see the fire giant, the royal fire giant, this flaming crown atop their head. They cross their gauntleted arms a little bit, and you hear the kind of clanging of metal. You may address me as King Eldsvartor. And I will send you the spelling of that. And I have never had much interest in your plane of materials. The plane of fire has always suited me quite well. But I am a person who is always looking for a good deal. So, what do you think your material plane could offer me that I do not have already presented before me, thanks to that idiot?
You have to admit he is kind of an idiot. At least we can agree on that portion.
He is a mighty fool, indeed.
Scarlet, I have an idea if the one you have doesn't go through. We will join the giants against his crew, and they can commandeer their giant-sized ships.
I was gonna put that in anyway, to be honest.
Okay, good. You're way ahead of me.
Oh yeah, no, Barback didn't have shit after this. There is on the material plane of ours what they call themselves the Empire. They are an army of trained soldiers. They are fleets of ships, fleets of pirates. They, albeit a problem of mine, but I feel like they could benefit you. There is a lot that the material plane can offer. And sometimes it is nice to get out of your comfort zone and explore new horizons.
I want to make sure you're done. Um, Go ahead, give me a persuasion roll.
Oh God, what die do I want to use? Which one doesn't roll like shit? Oh, that one. Yes, hello. I'm gonna use my advantage. One of my advantages, my one from doing the recap. Okay, that I can deal with. Dirty 20.
Okay. Um, the giant tilts your head just a little bit. Any empire that I can crush is always something that I can have a good time with. The main problem that I have is this empire is not here. And while they seem to be a thorn in your side, I am looking for little problems, not more of them. You are small, and I, while I appreciate your entrepreneurial spirit, I see before me an army of servants, of workers, of craftspeople. You are telling me that I could have fragile humans who will sizzle and pop in the plane of fire instead of beings of metal and firmament, those who would be able to wield a hammer and craft items of beauty and power for me. I mm, sweeten your deal. You have one little chance, a siren.
I did not say that they were all humans. Not everyone on the material plane is human. Obviously, we are from material plane, and none of us are human.
No, but I can smell your edges burning even now.
Well, that's because I am usually in water.
See, he like hisses a little bit at that. Yes, if I know anything about your material plane, it is somewhat disadvantageous to someone such as me.
There are beings of fire who live harmoniously in Domaris. We have elementals, we have fire genasi. They make it work and they make it to their advantage. You
He
could do it, an adjustment, but how can you grow and gain more power if you do not go through tough periods? Not everything is easy. Not everything can just be handed over on a silver platter, like Barback is trying to do.
you present me with a challenge. He's funny. Uh, how will you present this empire to me? They are not here. How am I to collect them?
I possess the skills to take either you, your officers, anyone that you trust, to our material plane straight to them. Put you right into their stronghold. They have mages. They can convince to transport those who need be back over. You can keep a stronghold there. There, you expand your power to 2 planes.
A foothold to burn on your world. Ballsy move. I see you have brought a fire genasi with you. Is he one of those from your plane?
Yes.
A good down payment, then. I will take him, and you may teleport me, and I will see how advantageous this can be for me.
Define down payment.
You have told me of something that I must go and get. I am asking for a bit of a security payment that I will not leave this place without something to take that is mine. So you have told me that there are fire genasi, beings of fire that live harmoniously on your wet world. I just desire proof of that. A guide of sorts. Perhaps you will make a good court jester. If nothing else, he won't melt when they bring him back.
What if all of my friends go, he included, and you get to keep me for a short period of time.
Time.
I know Damaris. It has been my home for as long as I have lived. I have seen it far and wide. I sail ships. I navigate those waters. I know enough about the Empire to bring it down.
All right. 50 years then?
Within my lifespan,
You are an
preferably,
siren? I believe this is well within your lifespan.
I would be at the end of my lifespan if I spent 50 years with you.
You would have a few left. How long do you think it takes to crush an empire? I
One that's
think 50
fragile as
years.
that one? Not very long.
I am tiring of your bickering back and forth. I have given you contentions here and there. I am nearing the end of our negotiations. My deal is thus. You give me the fire boy over there, or you may give me 50 years of your own. In service and perpetuity. And I will let the rest of you go, even the horse girl that appears to be able to make food. Those goats look quite delicious, by the way. If you want to toss in a few of those, I would knock off a couple hours of your service.
Unfortunately, they are not real.
Hmm.
To the extent of you wanting to eat them.
Like the brow is just furrowing more and more with every time you have to say no.
Like, that wasn't me. I didn't summon them. I'm sorry.
So instead of an army of craftsmen, you have promised me a war and temporary service and having to leave my home and wage battle against a naval force nonetheless. I am finding this deal to be less and less satisfactory as we move along.
You don't have to deal with Barback.
I was
I
going to kill Barback anyway,
You could have started with that.
but I think I will keep you alive. I am a fan of song, and I have heard much of your people's song. I think you shall sing for me. I think 50 years was too short. And with that, he turns his back on you and turns his head. You may take them now. And the fire giants begin to draw their weapons and move forward. The fire hellion at the head of them roars this thunder wave of vocalization that kind of just causes dust to kick up out of your eyes, and you see flame just bursting out of its mouth. I will need you all to roll for initiative.
You hear in your head, now, Scarlett? Now?
Now! Now!
Okay, I gotta roll separately for the goats. Okay. Oh,
Yes.
God
Roll
damn
separately
it,
for the goats, but
really?
the goats will include the Azer on their attack, so the Azer will be part of that.
The goats rolled higher than me without a modifier.
That's insulting.
I rolled a 2 with a +10 initiative. I'm annoyed.
Okay. So Bird's got a 15. Alrighty. Okay. So let's see here. Um Proximus, looks like you will probably be going first with a 21. I'm going to have Winnie essentially giving the help action, unless there are any spells in her spell list you would like to utilize. I will try to keep track of those. She did say she's going to cast Blur on herself, so any attacks will have disadvantage, and that'll be her first turn. I'm not going to put her in the turn order until we have Eva back next week to roll for herself. But we can say that's a
Yeah.
preliminary thing, or I guess in 2 weeks. So we'll be coming back after a little bit of break, and I will make sure this time to keep my notes. Okay. So I'm gonna include Barback on this, and he actually got a dirty 20. And I think, okay, so Scarlett got a 19, and then I need the John. Okay. Okay. So regular fire giants got a. Oof, they're gonna be down the way. They got a 3. So let's see. Proximus, Acacia got a
12.
12, and then Goat's got a 15. So let's put Acacia 12, Goat's 15. Fire Giants got a 3.
Hearing they
And
got a 3
then
makes me happy.
Fire Hellions got a 14. So I think Goats are gonna go potentially next. Let's see. Yes, Goats are gonna go next with a 15. Then the Fire Hellion with a 14, and then let's see, Fire Dreadnought with a 13. The Giant King, or Royal, I guess it's not really a king, also with a 13, and then we have the John who got a 12. So Acacia, and then the John. Okay. Cool. All right. Proximus, you are up first. The Giants have they're already kind of in a certain mobilization here. You probably want to stay out of the lava as best as possible. There are 20 John in total, and 4 goats. You can also maneuver yourself if you did want to hang back that far. You are welcome to. If you do want to be closer to the John, you absolutely may be. But if you'd like to place yourself, and then it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to move. I would have been in front of the goats,
Okay.
closer, so it would be about right here. Um, and then I want to move 40 feet. Well, it would be 30 and then 10 feet up in flight. So I'll take off with flight. Before I do, I'll draw my weapon and Shadow Guardian. First form, Solace of the Seas. I am casting my Aura of the Infinite Seas. In that range, I would have gotten everyone temporary hit points equal to my Paladin +6. No, a D6 plus. Yeah, my Paladin level. Okay, so 12 um, temporary hit points. I'm gonna move over there. I'm gonna do that as my bonus action. As my action, um, you see lightning starting to blaze around him, and he is going to Shadow Guardian. I believe it is 12th form, Piercing Current, and do a lightning bolt. Straight line, 100 feet. Trying to get as many as I can. All these 20 people. Right across here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, I can. So that is one, two, three. Well, okay.
Well, hold on.
One,
Let me
two.
see.
I'll count it. I'll count the angles. So that's one, two, three. Can you make it for me one more time?
Yeah, yeah. 30 feet. Okay, so I did move 30 feet. I just want to make sure my angles are right. I'm gonna
You're
actually
good.
go through the first set of gen. Who is that? Right
That's
there.
Majid.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first mate up there. Check.
So there we go. Right there.
Okay. So that's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven.
Mm-hmm.
The seventh being Majid. So okay.
And that is
That.
a
Go ahead.
dexterity 18 saving throw.
18 dex. Okay. Jersey of Reach. What else do we have? Let's do. Okay. I'm trying to think of what
I gotta
the
soften him up,
Jun
guys.
are going to classify as. What I'm going to consider them for now until I find something better. I'm going to. Let's get away. Um, there's something I found here. Hands of Havoc Firestarter.
Ooh.
Which are from Planescape, Adventures in the Multiverse. They don't really have like natural fire abilities, but they seem close. They seem close to what I'm looking for. Um, so that's what we're gonna go with. Um, and I'm sorry, the DC one more time.
18.
18 dexterity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the John will have a +2 dexterity save. That's an 18 +2, so they all save. Let's see about the Freet. Majid. Okay. Rolled a 19 +1,
Ooh.
so both succeeded. Both succeeded, saved. Um, what is the half damage for them?
Okay, so 10, 11, and 8. So it's 49 total points, so half that.
So 24.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty.
And then that is my turn.
Okay. Cool. Um, with that, then we are to Barbeck's turn. Barbeck is after hearing the I was going to kill Barbeck anyway, his face is going to drop for maybe the first time like since you've seen him. Like these there's a freak tusk kind of sticking out of like this otherwise very angry looking face. And he turns to Majid and says, "Back to the ships." And he will essentially like start shoving his way through the Jun, and he points back to Scarlett. He says, "I knew you were going to be a problem." He is, let's see, he is going to create a wall of fire. So this
Ah.
is 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick, or a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high. Okay. So let's see if I can make a wall here. So bear with me for just a second, and then Scarlett, you will be up next. Let's see, what is that's 80. So this is 75.
Oh.
That's about. I apologize for the bird screaming in the background. Um, let's make
I was more
this.
worried about how Scarlet is going to be cut off from us again.
It's
Um,
fine.
Close to giants again.
It's fine.
There's a theme of this season.
Honestly, just fuck everyone on this map. We're getting the fuck out of here.
Okay. So he creates a wall of fire to, yes, absolutely, separate Scarlet with a bunch of giants now coming towards her as his final act of retribution. And then he is going to move up and around to here. I believe that is it for his turn, because he can do that one a day. Yes, that is it for his turn. I will also note he is dressed in armor. You saw him armored before. He is wearing a 3D armor that he is fully bedecked in. So do be aware of that. Okay, Scarlett, you are up.
Derek, can you post the turn order in our chat, please?
I sure can. In fact, I will put it on roll 20 if I can figure out how to do
What?
that. There's a tool for that. While Scarlett's doing her turn, I will figure that out. Turn order. Hey, there it is. There are any turns this time. Right-click token, choose out of turn. Can I just write it?
You can put it in the chat and the chat won't disappear, I don't think.
That's also true. Let's just put it in roll 20 chat.
Because
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't clear that chat.
Never.
I just want to see it so I can start planning things.
For sure.
I'm also gonna put it in our Discord chat and pin it just in case for next week.
Beautiful.
Because we've all got ADHD and we lose shit all the time.
God,
so
if we just
say less.
leave, the dwarves are gonna still be stuck.
Okay, no, I'm not there. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking was. I
I'm
don't
gonna
want
make a
the-
problem for what's his face.
So we're bringing the
For which
idea
what's
is
his
we're
face?
bringing.
The one we're gonna kill.
So
That also
ultimate
doesn't-
plan.
The one I'm really
Ultimate
pissed
plan,
at.
for clarification, is we're bringing these dwarves back to the island. We're saving them too.
No, we are going to get them to their forge,
Okay, so they want to go to
and
the
or in
forge.
theory, or at
and
least
stay.
get them to where they can go to their forge.
I'm gonna.
You know what? We can't put them all on the island. Our island is only but so big.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I was like. What are we doing here?
We can't even get them
I
back
just
to
wanna
the
make sure.
material easily.
No.
There is no way. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just making sure. As long as we're okay.
Anyway, what you got planned, girly?
I had a plan, and my plan was apparently not very good.
Hey, you tried. It was better than what I was gonna do.
I don't want to use that. Oh God, I wish we were on a different plane because then I can just cast banishment and then they would disappear forever.
Not just show up right exactly where you are.
Yeah, for real.
You'd have a minute.
Um,
You would still have a minute if they would.
it's concentration.
Well, it is, but they would go to a pocket dimension, is what I'm saying. You can still banish even if they're on their home plane.
Oh yeah, but the other half of banishment would be very helpful.
Sure. They just stay there, yeah.
Oh God, I hate that the giants are big. Because only one is a 10-foot space.
Yeah, they are huge, all of them.
Ugh. Hmm. Hmm.
I didn't realize you were gonna put it in that.
I
Well, yeah, I figured
Yeah.
we could put it in both, so I'm just going to copy paste.
Okay. So confused.
I would like to cast Sleet Storm.
Let's fucking go.
40. It's a 40-foot circle. 40-foot radius centered on a point I choose within range.
Okay.
So do a little bit of measuring.
You know, what's frustrating is the Roll20 didn't even include Proximus. Even though I typed him first. So I'm going to put it in two of the places I'm putting in Zoom chat.
It was. I was in there in roll 20.
Were you? Oh, I couldn't
Yeah,
see.
it's like right next to your name.
It is weird. I
Mhm.
hate that.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. So do that, and we'll put it in Discord.
Can you see my measurement on the map?
I can, and let's see. Yes, 40 feet.
Yes, that's what I would like the radius of the Sleet Storm to be.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So
So I can at
let's
least
make...
catch what? 5 of them?
Well, if that's the radius you're gonna catch everybody,
Let's fucking go.
right? Because radius is just
Radius is like
fucking it.
basically the center to
Yeah,
the
yeah. So
I'm
circumference.
not good
you're
at
essentially
math,
creating
so
80 feet. So in that direction, you would be able to get everybody.
cool. Then let's
Um,
You
fucking get
did super
everyone.
good. Super good. You got
Proud of you.
everybody.
doing ellipse. And then we are going to create. Let's see. That is. Let's see. 5, 10, 40.
The
And
area is
then.
heavily obscured and exposed flames in the area are doused.
Okay.
The ground in the
Just.
area covered is the ground in the area is covered with slick ice, making it difficult terrain. And there needs to be dexterity saves 18 or more, or 18 or up, and they fall prone.
Okay. So I'm about right there. Give me just a moment while I adjust this thing.
Okay.
To put Blazing Saddles. Excuse me while I whip this out. Let's see. Just a little bit, because I think that's all right, 5, 10, 15, 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. Just gonna make it a little bit bigger. 75, 80. And then blue, blue. There we go. Okay. All right. So dexterity saving throws on this turn or the beginning of their turn. Sorry.
Um, Starts its turn.
Cool. Okay. So even though you are in the plane of fire, you've created a sleet storm that has instantly iced over this area. It is melting relatively quickly. I don't think this is going to last even a full turn order. However, by the time it gets to their turns, um, it is going to be soggy, and I will consider them for the purposes of spells like lightning bolt. They will be damp. They will be wettened. So.
Moist.
But yes, unfortunately, but that will only last for a quick turn as well because, like, only about a turn order because you are in
Well, the
a.
sleet storm is a continuous thing up to a minute.
Okay, okay, good.
It's not
Okay,
just
so in that
a
case,
downpour and then done. It is just a continuous storm until a minute is up,
yes,
or my
yes.
concentration is broken.
So the sleet storm will be constantly falling and basically competing with the elemental plane of fire. So I will still consider them damp for the purposes of, but yes, it will still be icy. Great. That is an awesome move. Scarlett, the goats are up next. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcus. What would you like Marcus to do? I did say the goats, so that's still true.
Um,
He's the goat.
He's on thin ice right now.
as I
Ah,
The asshole in me wants to put him against his father, but that sounds like a terrible idea.
That sounds like emotional abuse.
I mean, maybe you ask him if he wants to do that.
Yeah.
As I'm holding up this
Because,
fucking sleet storm, just hey, you want to battle your
right.
daddy?
Hey, you want to take care of this daddy drama?
no, okay. Much to that idea, I do think that as Marcus sees, literally his dad cut off his love from any sign of help. He's going to draw his sword, and he is going to say, "Barback, I should have never considered you family. Anyone who's even close to me wouldn't be as slimy and reprehensible as you. This far, no further." And he is going to draw a line in the the sandy like blackened earth with his sword and then point it at Barback, who is kind of like staring him down. This giant Efreet, this large ogre like creature, literally just like sizzling around with the plane of fire. So
The most
that can
swashbuckler type shit. That's
yeah,
dope.
literally with like an army of pirates all around him too.
Yeah.
Um, yes, this is his moment. Um, I want to see, because that's kind of free action bullshit. I will see if there's anything else that you could possibly do. Probably not, though. Um,
I mean, that's the definition of rakish audacity, yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. He has panache. You can make a persuasion check contested by creature's insight. Oh, okay. On a success, a hostile creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. So, he is going to make a persuasion check.
Nice.
He has a +9 to his persuasion. And that was a 20 on the die. He rolled a 29, so I don't think that Barback can beat that. But let's see. His insight. Yeah, he doesn't have anything special to that. Nope, rolled an 8. Okay. Barback will have disadvantage on his attack rolls against Marcus, should he attack him. And then he will use his bonus action to also disengage to give a. Well, I actually don't know if double advantages stack.
I don't
Yeah.
think they do.
I don't think they do either. So he will not use his bonus action. Well, hell, he'll use his bonus action to cast Flame Blade. It's not going to do anything, but it looks cool. Okay.
Aesthetics.
Yes. Yes.
Aesthetics, absolutely. I'm going to add Winnie the turn order, as Eva did roll a 17. She messaged me.
I love this for him. This is a good journey for Marcus.
Not
Next
for
up,
Scarlett.
It's Winnie.
we do have the goats up next now.
Just a quick question. How far am I from the ships right now?
Right now, I am imagining the ships are just slightly off the map here. So we're maybe talking, let's see, how far are you right now? That's about 50. Let's say, like, because there's no clear shore right here. Let's say maybe like 100 feet from the ships.
Unfortunate. I'll have to figure something out later. I was thinking of doing wall of water on the lava to harden it and trap the ships.
Yeah.
But I can wait. I need to be within 60 feet. Anyway,
Okay.
it's the goat's turn.
Correct.
I'm gonna like turn to the goats and just raise my shield and sword and be like, charge!
Okay.
So basically, I'm gonna have them veer towards the left. So it's gonna be basically this way, this way, this way, and like this way, jumping over Marcus. One of them is gonna have to jump over Marcus. It's fine.
Okay.
So
Which is charging into the John.
yeah. So essentially, if a goat moves at least 20 feet straight towards a target and then hits it with a ram attack on the same turn, the target takes extra damage. So essentially, I have no clue what their AC is, but basically it's going to be 4 ram attacks, and if they hit, they take extra damage.
Okay.
And
Yeah, knock some
potentially
John
fall
off
prone if they
the-
fail a saving throw. Yeah, that's fine. So the lowest I got was a 13, so lowest to highest 18, 22, 23, and a nat 20.
Okay. They have an AC of 16, so it sounds like all of those
All
hit.
of them hit. Okay, do you want me to use average, or do you want me to just roll each one out for damage?
I leave that totally up to you. If you want to hear those click clacks roll, that is fine.
I think
I have always stuff I can do in the background.
I think it's just going to be easier if I give you the stat block.
Totally
So, the first 3 is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And the
Okay.
nat 20 is going to be a lot more than that. 1 second. So that's 8 plus 8 plus 5 plus 5. The nat 20 is going to be 26. And they all need to make DC 13 strength saving throws or fall prone.
Okay.
And also the Azer are on their back. I don't know what they're doing.
Yes. Well, how you roll some attacks for them here in just a second for the tridents. Let's see. Okay. So, cool. Let's do some strength saving throws. And where are you? There we go. Okay, they have a +3 to strength. That is a 12. That's 19 plus 3.
Nope.
That's a net dirty 20. Okay, so 2 failures.
So 2 fall prone. So whoever is prone, I'll roll 2 at advantage for the Azer, essentially.
Okay.
What is the plus the addition to the attack roll?
That's a good question for Azer. Let's see. Let's use a hit is 7. Oh, they have a +5 to hit.
Okay, so the first one with advantage is going to be, that's only a 9. They didn't roll very high. The second one with advantage is going to be not high enough. That's a 14, and then the last 2 is going to be an 8. One of them misses, but the other one's an 18 on the die, so only one of them hits.
Okay. This will just be, I guess, flame tongue.
Yeah, one of them does have the flame tongue trident.
Right. So that is... Okay, so the fire damage is going to be halved, but it's going to be, I believe a trident is 1d6. So if you want to roll 3d6 and...
For the flame tongue?
Yeah. 3d6 plus 3.
4, 9, 10, 13 total on the 3d6.
Okay. Then plus 3, so 16. Okay, cool. That flame tongue one, especially since that was the nat 20 one as far as I'm considering it.
Oh, hell yeah.
You have taken out one of the gem.
Hell yeah.
Very nicely done. Okay. While I maneuver all these jerkwads around, let's see. Next up is the Fire Hellion. Let me figure out what he can do. Give me one sec.
Don't forget that dex save.
Yes, thank you. What is the
meter beat 18?
18. It's a 12 on the die and has a +0. So
he's prone, baby.
Prone. Okay. All right.
Motherfucker's probably never seen ice before.
It's a very like Night Before Christmas. They're like, what's this? What's this? This isn't in the hills. What's this? Actually, it is. Technically, it's on. Was it Lethe or whatever? The fire giant is knocked prone on its ass, but will use half of its movement to move out of that sphere. And like now that it's out of the snow, you can see like the eyes glowing through the sleet storm. It's just kind of staring down Scarlett and this like fiery wall behind.
However, the
however,
cinematic art piece right there.
This thing is
fucking
pretty
siren
nasty.
Standing in front of a wall of fire.
We need to get you flight somehow.
Yeah.
I technically
That would be
have it.
Even. Oh, gotcha.
It's part of the storm sorcerer stuff.
Okay.
Flying in front of the fire.
I just don't use it.
I mean, it's kind of a waste of a spell slot.
It's a bonus action.
Oh, that's nice.
Utility's just amazing, though.
Yeah.
Okay. The Fire Hellion is going to raise its like morning star, its torch-like beacon into the air, and you start to watch the smoky sky kind of like twister itself down. And then as it lights, it ignites like the smoke within the sky itself. You watch this like heat lightning rumble through, and then pillar like this emanation of flame is going to strike down, almost like a meteor strike at the center of your grouping there. I will need basically everybody. I think Proximus, you are slightly omitted from this, as it is going to be a 20-foot radius. So
My goats.
yes, all of the goats except one. Actually, nope, all the goats.
All the goats.
All the goats. Acacia, Marcus, Winnie, both of Freet, most the John. You will need to make I believe it's a dexterity saving throw.
Will this knock anybody prone? Because of the.
It's not going to knock anybody prone. This is an infernal orb.
Okay.
So a ball of fire is basically sent hurtling down at all of you. Um, this is 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point that Helene can see. It is taller than the 20-foot wall, so it is able to see you. It spreads around corners. Each creature in that area must make a DC 17 dexterity saving throw.
One of my goats passes.
Okay, good.
The other 3 fail. It literally rolled a 17 and it has no modifier. For
Okay.
me, I got a 27.
Good. Okay. Let's see.
3 goats are probably just about to disappear. Let's be real here. Let's be realistic.
Okay. Proximus, what did you get?
Oh, I thought I wasn't in it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right. You're
Well-
not. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, Acacia, you succeeded. This is going to be, what is that? 21 points of damage. It's 19 fire damage, 24 necrotic, 43 in total.
Oh,
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Sure. So the total damage, not halved because you did succeed. 19 fire, 24 necrotic. So you are resistant to fire damage. So let's see. You're gonna take
That's 9.
half half of the 9. So essentially 9, what, 4
8.
plus 12. You're gonna take 16 points of damage in total. Anything that failed is going to take 43.
you said it's fire and necrotic?
Fire and necrotic.
So I took 16 points, and it's 16 points on the one goat that passed.
Well, the goat does not have fire resistance. The goat is going to take 21.
The goats are gone.
Okay.
Goodbye,
All
goats.
of them?
They only have
All
19
of
hit
them?
points.
Oh,
That's okay.
Did Marcus pass or fail?
Marcus has uncanny dodge, so he was able to at least use that,
I miss uncanny
and he
dodge.
succeeded, so he takes no damage.
I do. That's the one thing I was debating whether I try to keep when I was balancing my levels out.
yeah.
Winnie also saved, but Winnie also had blur, so I appreciate
As
that
a
Eva's just
disadvantage. I know she's in chat. Like
background. Let me see about blur, darling. You can literally just be behind me. Just tell me what you want me to do.
she's standing right behind me, isn't she?
I hear her coming downstairs. Great. Okay, so disadvantage on attack rolls. Okay, so this doesn't work for necessarily for saving throws, but you
Right.
still did succeed. So Winnie will only take the whatever I told Mare, 16
Half damage.
points.
Here's fine.
Yeah, well, that the half of the fire and then half
Oh,
of the half of fire. So, okay, cool. So I need to knock out some Jan. So bear with me for just a second. I also need to erase some goats.
What about the Azer that were on the
Uh,
goats?
the Azer, thanks to their resistance, are still standing. However, they are looking pretty rough at this point. So, they luckily are not face to face with any John right now because you had damaged significantly a lot of the John, especially with Proximus's lightning bolt, and even with their resistance, a number of them have been knocked out of commission now. So this orb kind of lands and explodes outwards, and in the fiery blast, you absolutely see a number of Barbek's crew are just kind of like lying smoldering in the slight crater and the black rock around. Um, let's see. Barbek succeeded with a nat 20. Majid failed. So Majid will take half of the half damage. He's going to take the 16 as well. Okay. Cool. Next up is the Giant King, or the Giant of Evil Fire. Um, so, let's see here. The fire giant of evil fire, which feels redundant, has had his back turned to all of you, but as he hears like the fire explosions and everything, has turned around, still tapping this like branding iron scepter, in their hands. Um,
He's also in the sleet
let's
storm.
also in the sleet storm. So let's do a dex save. That's a 3 - 1, so that's a 2. So as they go to turn, in the sleet storm, like sticking their tongue out, they slip under their feet and literally are standing on stairs. So I'm going to say they fall down the stairs,
So good.
in between their dreadnoughts, and they're going to land right here. And are going to get up as the sleet is like kind of covering their shoulders, literally like evaporating off of them with this intense heat. The fire hellion or fire giant of evil fire. Let's see. This is 20. Okay. Um, they're going to point their scepter at Scarlett. And I want to make sure you were close. And no, you're within plenty amount of feet. Great. Okay. Scarlett, this is a +8 to hit. That's only an 8 though, so that's only a 16. That does
Oh!
not hit your
Hell
AC.
yeah.
So you watch as this like flaming bolt of energy goes like singeing past your shoulder. I mean, it's almost as big as you are, and it's just kind of like maybe this fire giant is used to hitting smaller targets, or maybe it's the sleet and the falling down the stairs that has set them off. But um, they are going to take another shot. They get 2 Searing Scepter attacks or 2 Bolt of Imix attacks. And that is a 13. 13 plus 8,
No, that
21.
hits.
So you are going to take 3d10 plus 4 damage. This is fire damage, so it will be halved. And you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. DC 16, please.
My wisdom is honestly not too terrible. Wisdom, the 21.
21. Fantastic. You are not frightened. You do take 8 points of fire damage. That is already
Okay.
halved.
Okay, that's fine.
That is it for the fire giant's turn, and Acacia, it is now your turn.
Hi.
Hi.
I would like to look directly at Barback as I hold out my staff at him. And I would like to cast Cone of Cold, please. So
Okay.
basically, I'm going to make the cone right now. I'm going to hit all of these folks. So I'm missing just that one little guy over there. But I hit
Mm-hmm.
everybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
DC. Oh, it's a con save? Whatever. DC 17 con saving throw. Or should I do Ice Storm? Both are good.
Both are really good.
But unfortunately, I don't. Oh no, it does do cold. So that's 4d6 cold versus 8d8 cold. Yeah, let's do the cone of cold.
Okay, doing Cone of Cold.
We're gonna do Cone of Cold.
DC 17
Con.
con. Okay.
But I'm gonna get the rolls right now because it's 8d8. Oh, that's a lot of noises from D&D Beyond.
Okay. Barback and Majid both succeed. They have a +7 con.
Can I? What was his final total? Barback's
Barback had a 14 + 7, so it was a 21.
21. Can I use my reaction to use my Cosmic Omen
Mm-hmm.
to have him subtract a d6 from that?
Sure. Do you want to roll the d6, or would you like me to?
You can roll.
Okay.
It's a long shot.
It is a 2 on the die.
Unfortunately, no.
So,
Okay, it was.
Yeah.
I
it was
tried.
19.
The total was 41 damage, so half that.
Okay. Let me get over my map here. You have erased the rest of the. Well, actually, no, because some of these hadn't taken damage before. I believe you take this one out. And this one was already out. I just hadn't been able to click all the X's yet. Okay. So all the other ones are looking pretty rough. And one, um, it's halved if they save.
Correct.
Great. Okay.
I hit them. I hit
Cool.
them pretty decently.
Oh,
Also,
yeah, they're
as
looking rough.
a bonus action, I'm going to activate my starry form to activate the archer cutie mark.
Mm-hmm.
On activation, and as a bonus action, I can make a ranged spell attack dealing 2d8 plus 4 radiant damage. That's going right at Barback. So
Okay.
where's my d20? So that's gonna be plus 9. That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, absolutely.
So dirty 20, that is going to be a total of 4, 10, 14. 14 radiant.
Huh? Actually, I just want to double check the.
Yeah, 14 radiant.
14 radiant. 3D chain. That's what I'm looking for. I want to see what this gives him. +3 armor class, and yeah, this chainmail chain shirt. Okay, so he has. Yeah, you would still hit. He only has an AC of 20, but you do hit. So you do take off that 14 then. Perfect. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay. Next up then are the John. What are fucking left of them? Let's see. I'm going to have well, one of them's already up against Acacia right there. A couple of them are going to just try and flee back towards the ship, since that's the order that they were given, and a bunch of them have already died. So I'm going to have a couple of them run that way.
Are they disengaging?
Well, they are running past. They're running out of the opportunity attack area of at least Proximus, the
I
ones
have
that are over
reach.
I
here.
was talking about the Azer that are still there, technically.
The
Oh,
Azer are
gotcha.
still there. You're absolutely right. Yes, I will say in that case they are not dashing. They are disengaging to not
Okay.
take damage. And that will be the appropriate amount of.
Do you have the
movement then.
Sentinel feat, Proximus?
I do have the Sentinel feat, and I have reach.
And I don't
10
think-
If you
feet,
would,
so-
if you would like, you would be able to hit 2 of them. If you would
Yep.
like.
You can only
Sure would.
use you can only use one. It's a reaction to do.
That's
attack
right.
Yeah,
of
reaction.
opportunity.
That is a 28 to hit,
Oh yeah.
and I will swipe in with my glaive. Why did my brain just stop working? 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay. So you take out this one.
Oh,
Let's fucking
no, no.
go.
Shouldn't
I was
have-
gonna stop him from like moving any further, but I guess
They have taken so much damage so quickly, they are barely holding on. Okay. I try to sometimes put like their hit points in just so I can track them, and I haven't been able to do that fast enough to where like they're already dead by the time I'm calculating them. Yeah, oopsies. How are they supposed to sail with no sailors? This also is not all of the sailors. This is just from one of the ships. There are other ships with other captains, to note, since Barback only came with a small portion of his sailors. However, I will say that on the turn for the John, since this is the end of the turn order as well, you will see several of the ships that have like they've unloaded the boxes. The John are kind of like pushing the ships back out into the sea of fire. They have loaded up the
Mm.
platforms, and you
They're
can see
starting.
that yeah, all of the ships except for the Obsidian Queen are trying to disembark at this point. So they are trying to heave their way back out into the sea of fire.
Have they left
Uh,
yet from shore?
no, they have not left yet.
Cool.
Yes, it is going to take a couple of turns just for them to like get out from being grounded. Um, but yeah, okay, cool. So with that, I am going to have some of them take some attacks on Acacia since they're not really seeing a way out unless they do that. So Acacia,
Yeah.
we are going to have there's going to be a number of attacks. I'm probably just going to use a digital roller here because we're going to have two attacks each, and you've got one, two, three, four. So this is going to be eight attacks, and these guys have. There we go. I'm just going to move your tab. Let's see. They have a +5 to hit. So Acacia, we have miss, 2 hits, 3 hits. What's your AC? 21, 3 hits.
All right, I'll
Two
take it.
18s and a 16 +5. So otherwise, yeah, everything else is a miss. So we are going to do the attack for this character is called Havoc Hammer. I'm going to reflavor this as a scimitar attack. And so you will be taking slashing damage. There's 2d8 of it that's fire. That will be halved, so I will roll that separately. Um, but you will have magical flames clinging to you, causing you to take fire damage at the start of each of your turns, unless you make a dexterity saving throw at the beginning of your turn to end the effect on yourself. And obviously, that fire damage will be halved
Right,
later as
right.
well. So, let's do the fire damage first. So that's going to be 6 to 8. So you're going to take only 9 points of fire damage. And then you are going to take 8. This is slashing damage, and it is magical slashing damage. 20 points of that.
Ew.
And that is it for their turns. So we're back to top of the order then with Proximus. What would you like to do?
Well, Winnie in chat had said that she's at the bottom of the order.
Winnie got she's right beneath Scarlett. So if Winnie does have something, she's welcome
In the
to message
chat,
me.
okay, in the chat she'd said haste to anyone uh, willing, and I'm very willing
Okay.
to take that boost.
Okay. Sorry. I typically don't look at our
Yeah,
Discord
yeah.
chat because
Sorry.
it can be a lot. Um,
You
after
already got
Scarlet
a lot
Initiative.
going
Okay.
on. Yeah.
That's all good. You may absolutely take you may be hasted. We can consider that
Okay.
what she did on her turn.
Love love it. Thank you. Um so using 2 sorcery points, I'm going to quicken a spell. The first time I've ever used it in front of the rest of the party.
Mhm.
At 6th level, um, Shadow Guardian, 15th form, Reaper, Spirit of Susanoo, and do Spirit of Death. And as I'm moving within from me, I'm going to move 40 feet to the. What is this guy right here? I hit him earlier.
Majid, that's the first mate.
Yeah. And so as I'm flying and I make it to the ground, the second form from my body, a skeleton reaper will spirit will split from my body and flank him on the other side. Um, do you want me to roll initiative for him?
It can just go on your turn,
Or just go on my
unless
turn. Okay.
unless you want it to go to a different point.
Yeah. So no, that would be perfect. And then I'll bonus. That was my bonus action. Um, and then I'm gonna take 2 swipes with my glaive as my action. That is a 27 and a 29 to hit.
Yeah, both will hit. Absolutely.
Plus 12 to hit. I love it. All right. And that is. I'm going to use first level Divine Smite on both of those hits. That was low. So that is 11 slashing damage and 12 radiant damage.
Okay. So 11 and 12, so 23.
11 and then 8, 15 slashing damage and 7 radiant damage.
Okay, so 22.
And then I'm going to take 2 more swipes with my haste. Ooh, nuts. 19. Does 19 hit?
19 does hit Majid.
Is 2 7s that I just rolled, so 2 19. And I will 2 more first level divine smites. I'm kinda just Nova. Ooh, nice. 14 slashing damage and so 14 and that is 9 slashing damage on the other hit.
So
Is he a wait, is he a devil?
no, he is an elemental.
Oh, elemental. Cool. Ooh, 14 radiant damage and 9 radiant damage
Mm-hmm. Got that.
on those two hits.
You got it.
All right.
Okay.
And then the I forget what spirit is going to attack. So it has multi-attack, Reaper Scythe, 2 swipes. Ooh, 19. What's their plus? Is it just a straight roll?
I am not
We'll do
sure.
it fast.
You're
19.
fine. You're all good.
Uh,
We're not getting through this fight today.
oh yeah. Uh, what? Oh, you spell modifier. So that is 27 and a 24 to hit.
To hit? Yeah, absolutely. Both
Mhm.
hit.
And 1d8 plus 3. And this is necrotic damage.
Okay.
So 9. Oh, so 9. And then I cast it at 6th level. So 15 necrotic damage and 8, 14 points of necrotic damage.
14 points.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Okay. All right.
And then I'm done.
Sounds good. Okay.
Sheesh.
It is Barbeck and Majid's turns. Let's take a look. Majid has just taken some pretty hefty smacks there from Proximus. So he is going to take his scimitar and take a couple swipes at you. So, D20 there it is. He's got a +10 to hit. Proximus has a AC of 19, so it's a 14 on the die, so that will hit.
It's a 2021 right now. Sorry, I didn't update it with haste.
Okay, still,
But
with the
yeah,
14, 15, both will hit. And you are going to take, let's see, 2d6 plus 6 slashing damage, and then 2d6 fire damage. The fire damage will be halved.
Okay.
So that is going to be 10 points of slashing, and just 2 points of fire damage. And I will say that for the sake of your the time you've been in the elemental plane of fire, at the end of this turn order, your resistances will wear off.
Sorry, when?
At the end of this turn order. That is, I believe, it for Majid. I don't think he can do anything else. Bardback, you were going to watch as through like the chaos of everything on this battlefield is going to walk basically right up to his son, his massive scimitar kind of mimicking the flaming one that Marcus has, and kind of look down at him. You have been a big disappointment. I think, have to kill you another time. And he is going to, as he has done before when he casts spells, snap his fingers, and he is going to turn invisible.
What a bitch.
Barback, I will mark his hit points.
So hated. So hated. He's a bad dad. He's a slaver. Wants to slave people. Freaking
Yeah, what's the
running
worst part
away.
about this
Yeah,
guy? He's a misogynist. He's a
super
slaver. He's a
sexist.
bad dad.
Like, yeah, I hate
What
this
did we
so
learn?
much.
What did we learn from this whole thing? Trust the siren.
Yes.
Proximus, I believe it's just within range where you would be able to still see him. I believe it's like what, 10, 15 feet is your eye?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
I also have 30 feet blind sight.
Okay. Then I'm actually going to
Put him back on the map.
I am. Because you all would be able to still see him. And he is let's see if I can give him something that makes him seem invisible. The ninja symbol works. Why not? But he is
Yes.
going to essentially walk right around Marcus, and
Which way is he going?
he's going towards the ships.
No. Which way around Marcus?
The
Oh.
not Acacia side.
Okay.
only because there is not a large size space between you and Marcus.
Not because he thinks he will shake him.
It's more just the convenience of, hey, here's a square space I can fit through and not have to like fancy dance around, by my son that
Illusion.
yeah. Okay. So with that, we have.
I'm just imagining him like dance, like he turns invisible and starts dancing, like because like, you can't see me.
Let's get through
Proximus
this
is
turn
just
order.
I can see you.
Let's get through this turn order, and that's where we'll end for tonight. But Scarlett, you are up next.
Cool. I want to cast Chain Lightning.
Okay.
Fucking let's go.
Starting on the Hellion.
I'm also realizing I skipped entire fire giant turns in this
It's fine.
last. Yeah. Oh, it's fine.
I don't
it's fine.
think-
Yeah, nobody
I don't
moved.
think they're in. Are they in the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had the regular fire giants and the dreadnoughts, and I'm realizing they didn't take a turn, so I'll give them some double turns just to make up for it, because I think that's only fair.
Oh yeah.
But yes, Scarlett, please go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to cast Chain Lightning, starting centered on the Hellion.
Okay. How does chain lightning work?
You create a bolt of lightning that arcs towards a target of your choice that you can see within range. He is in within range. 3 bolts then leap from that target to as many as 3 other targets, each of which must be within 30 feet of the first target. A target can be a creature or an object. It's a dex save.
Okay. Let's do a dex save. I'm going to give the ones inside the sphere. I'm going to give them disadvantage. So let's see. Let's also see within 30 feet here. I think we're going to get definitely, and okay. So we are going to get it's the one you hit plus 3 others, so you will get the first 2 fire giants here as well as the royal. Um, let's do some saving throws. So for the Hellion, there we go. The Hellion has a +0 dex, rolled a nat 1. Okay. For the royal, -1 dex. Rolled a 14, so that's only a 13. And actually, let's roll with disadvantage to see if it's lower. Hey, that was a 7. And for the regular fire giants at disadvantage, they also have a -1 dex. That's a 3, -1, so that's a 2. I'm not sure I can roll less than that. I can't. Okay. So all fail. What is that damage?
Where did it go? Oh God, that's so many dice in my ear. 49 points of lightning damage.
49. Okay. That's fine. That's
Fine.
fine. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
Um, I don't think.
Are you sure? You sure you don't want to do another 49 points of damage?
Um, no, but does it account for, are they wearing metal?
Yeah, absolutely.
And aren't they wet? You give them
They are.
disadvantage for being wet.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, if we were underwater, I might double the damage, but I'll give them disadvantage for their dampness, their dampity.
That's fine. Man, I wish I had something that let me cast another spell as a bonus action, but I do not. Um, so I want to back up towards the fucking wall of fire as much as I can. Say, there's no coverage other than these rocks
Um,
over here, and that's just
yeah,
getting
I mean
closer.
there's definitely rocks. You could try to duck behind some of these formations
How
here.
how thick is the wall of fire?
The wall of flame. Let's see. Where's my freak? There he is. Wall of fire. It is 1 foot thick.
Okay.
So if you were going to try to pass through that, you'd make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, you would take 5d8 fire damage, or half as much on a successful one.
It's fine. I'm gonna go through it because I don't want my resistance to be done at the end of this turn. So I'm going to try to move through
Okay.
it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dexterity save, please.
I have an advantage on those. I rolled a 16 plus 3, it's a 19.
Fantastic. Okay, you are going to take half damage then. So let's see.
Then half of that half, right? Because I still have resistance.
Half that half.
Has Marcus finished blinds fighting training?
Yeah, I believe he does have blind fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, Scarlett, you're just going to take 6 points of fire damage as you
Worth.
leap through the wall of fire and come out simmering on the other side.
Okay.
Okay. Next up would be Winnie. Eva is messaging me.
What about
Um,
Marcus?
oh, you're right. Yes,
Can
thank you.
I
I'm sorry.
can I like yell at Mark, especially after hearing what Barback said to him?
Hmm.
Marcus, right behind you, straight ahead.
He'll nod at you and go to take his attack then. Let's see here. That's not what I need. Okay.
And I'll like
So,
estimate like 5 paces or something like that.
yeah.
5 paces, give or
Um,
take.
all right. So since Barback is essentially isolated, I believe. Well, he's got somebody next to him, but I believe I will count this as surprise, considering Barback has his back turned to him,
Cocky
and is not
bastard.
expecting to be attacked. We will give some sneak attack on this. So I believe he does have, yes, he does have blind fighting because we were working on that, and dueling, and so. Yes. All right. So yes, he will draw his sword and very swashbuckler-esque, hand, tucked behind his back. He will jab outwards and take a slash with his scimitar. And with the sneak attack, that's going to be 5d6 plus his vicious scimitar, so 66 plus 5 plus 7 to hit. I will give him, we'll just call this a regular attack. That is plus 7. That actually just hits. We got about 1 over the AC. So
Get him.
6d6. Okay. 13 points plus 5, so 18 points of slashing damage with the vicious scimitar. And I need to check if Barback is, not that, still invisible.
Oh.
Let's see. So he has invisibility. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is visible. Spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. So he is still invisible, even though many of you can see him. Um, okay, cool. With that, now it is Winnie's turn. Winnie said, with her, okay, with her detect magic, can Winnie try to cast web at Barback or dispel magic at 120 feet? Nat 20 plus 5 equals 25 to beat spell 13 DC. Okay, so what? Eva, you let me know which one. This is the least ideal version of D&D is my Discord. Um, let me know which one you want Winnie to do. And until then, like, I don't think anything's not going to necessarily affect Barback too much. We are skipping the goat's turns. I am going to have
But the Azer are still there.
the Azer are
Giants.
still there. So unless you want them to do anything, they are looking a little rough. They could try to assist Acacia right now. Otherwise, they are kind of looking to go back to
I'll let
the.
them do what they think is best.
Okay,
They know
I'll
their
tell you what,
body's
they're
best.
they're going to chase off the John. So let me see if I can pop some of them onto the board here. Because I know that I have some Azer tokens. There they are. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put 8 on there. And 8. Okay. I'm going to say rule of numbers is that they are able to take out the John, who only have 13 hit points. I think with a Flame Tongue Trident and the fact that there are 8 of them, they should be able to take out the Fleeing John here. And we'll call that their turn. It is the Fire Hellions' turn next. So, give me one second here. And we'll end this one. Cool. All right, Fire Hellion. There we go. Let's see. Okay, cool. All right. Wow, it can just always do that. Okay, let's see. Speed is 30. I'm going to have the Fire Hellion move. Let's see. Was it 5, 10, 20, 25, 30? And yeah, I think we're gonna go for. I'm gonna move you over here. I think we're gonna go for another Infernal Orb. It's weirdly not a recharge sort of attack. It's just something it can keep doing. So I will need Acacia and Marcus and Winnie and let's see, I think it's gonna drop in the same area. So let's see if this one actually hits Proximus on this one. Oh yeah. Um yeah, just everybody. We're gonna need a DC 17 dexterity saving throw from everyone except for Scarlett, please.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, consent is important.
I'm using an advantage.
Okay.
Nat 1 is not ideal.
No. We say no to those.
All right, I got
Oh,
a
nice.
21 or better. That's
Okay.
better.
What's my DC? Or what's my saving throw? Plus 7, 23. 22. Sorry. I can math. Swear.
Okay. So that is using absorb elements reaction. Oh, you go. Okay. 17 and using absorb elements reaction if it's got an element attached. Okay. Okay. Um. So
will.
Eva, I still need to know what you want to do with your turn because you gave me two options, and I need to know which one.
I also want to
Um.
use absorb elements.
I was like,
Yeah.
what
What
kind
does
of
absorb
damage is
elements do?
that? Oh.
Absorb elements. The spell captures some of the incoming energy, lessening its effect on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn, they take an extra 1d6 of the damage that you basically stored in your weapon.
Okay.
Nice.
You can store it, but you can't stack resistances. So you already have resistance to fire damage on this one. So
Okay.
you can absolutely store that damage.
Nope, they're not worth it then. Actually, no,
Okay.
I am going to do it because I'll have resistance till the start of my next turn.
Okay. Okay. I won't lessen the damage, but
Because
absolutely, yeah,
at
you
the
are
end of
able
this,
to
yeah.
that. Okay, so let's see. It was everybody's gonna take 9 points, and that is already halved. It was 18 and 18 for the damage. So 9 points of necrotic damage regardless.
Sorry, how many?
9.
9 necrotic.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
So let me calculate out that for everybody. And okay. And then let's see, the half of the half, 4 points of fire damage for everyone. And I am going to use one of my advantages for Marcus to succeed. So I will take off an advantage for that.
See, the
Okay.
advantage that I gave him, it was good.
Yeah, helps Marcus. For the let's see, Barbuck failed. The John also failed. So we're gonna take. Let's see. Okay. All right. This one only had 20 hit points. That one's dead. This one is barely standing. What is that? It's 18 plus 9, which is 27. Okay. So what's that? 14. Okay. So that is it for the Fire Hellions' turn. It's the Fire Giants' turn. So let me get them to do something. They will also have to make the save, and then they're gonna get their double turns. Bear with me for 1 second here as I just make sure everybody's got their hit points. Let's see. You're dead. And you're dead. Right. Also, one of the Azer has... Three of the Azer have fallen. So you actually watch their flames extinguish as their metal bodies just clank hard to the ground as like a solid suit of armor that is um, now unlived in. Okay. I think there's only a couple of John left. Oh, that one's dead. Sorry, let me kill off all my John. There, and yes, there is one John left. Barback, Majid are both still standing. Um, Everybody else is still standing. Cool. Okay. Fire Giants' turns. Let's have a roll for them. That was not a roll. Okay, so that's a 12 minus 1, that's 11. They all fall on their asses. However, they're going to use their half movement to stand up, and then they're going to start moving out of the sphere here. Only a couple of them are going to be able to make it. To move one more. Right there, there. And then I need to check if they have any ranged attacks. Let's see. Fire Giants. The Fire Giants are going to... I guess the range attack is a rock. There's rocks around. There's chunks of ice and whatever else. So they're going to hurl some rocks. They are going to hurl some rocks at... I guess just the group of you. There's a number of you to hit. So I've got 6 Fire Giants. I'm going to say they can make 1 rock attack each. There are a number of you. So the first one's going to go at Scarlett. This is a 11. To hit, it's going to be at disadvantage because you are outside of their range. It's a nat 1. The second one's going to be at Scarlett. That's 7. Even with their plus 11, that's only an 18. I guess an 18 does hit. So 1 rock at Scarlett. Proximus, that's a 21 to hit. And then Acacia, that is... Let's see. It's not going to hit. So 7. Scarlet, you're going to take 28 points of bludgeoning damage as a rock is hurled at you and smashes, shrapneling itself out at you. Proximus, you are also going to take, I believe, 27 points of damage. I think I rolled the same thing twice. Yeah, 27 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yikes.
And that is it for Fire Giant's turns. It is the Fire Dreadnought's turns, so let's have their save. That succeeds. They are not going to fall on their ass. And they are going to go to move to protect their royal lord, as that is what they are for in the first place. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right, let's have them use their dash action here. So that will get them right up front there. One there, and one there. Okay. That is it for their turn as they dashed. So it is now the Fire Giant King's turn. I'm glad they're all grouped together. Let's have one more save on his ass. So he's only going to be able to move just here. Right there. And let's do another. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a couple more bolts of Imix. And Scarlett, you I think are out of line of sight for him since you are on the other side of fire there. In fact, I think everybody's out of line of sight, so I'm gonna have him dash just to try to push past and get right there. And I'm gonna call that his turn. Okay. So for the Giants, Acacia, it is your turn. You are surrounded by a whole bunch of dead John. Scarlett has dove through the fiery firewall, flame wall. And so everybody is on this side. You can still detect Barback. You can see that Majid is looking a little rough as he is facing off with Proximus. There is only one John left and a handful of Azer that are still supporting him.
Can Winnie have been on my back?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to do is, at the very start of my turn, I want to change my cutie mark to dragon.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's been on dragon, so no, never mind, we're good.
Okay.
I'm going to take the disengage action as a bonus action, and I'm going to take this path like this. So basically here first, and then I'm going to veer down to here. I essentially want to shoulder check Barback really hard on my way to where I'm going because fuck him. And just like I'm just saying cocky bastard as I run by him. So yeah, I want to shoulder check him. Do you want me to do anything for that?
No, and the reason is, as Eva messaged me what she did want to do, she did use Dispel Magic, so Barback is visible now. Let's see, because yeah, invisibility, absolute spell. And I do want to make sure the Wall of Fire.
Yeah, is that concentration for him?
It is concentration, so I think we can call. I think I'm going to call the plane of fire down, or the wall of fire, rather, down at this point. Especially with the Dispel Magic, because, yeah, she got a nat 20 on that. So, Barback is visible. The wall of fire is down. I apologize if I'm juggling a lot here. Okay. So yes, you absolutely may shoulder check him on your way as he realizes that he is visible and has turned back as he's like turning back to face Marcus, who's stabbed him in the back.
Yeah.
The horse person just slams right into him.
It's so
and knock him off
intentional.
kilter. Yeah.
You know what that's like. But yeah.
It's like you trip, like he's running away and you kicked his back foot.
Just
slap the
slamming
books
into
out
him.
of his hands.
Yeah.
We're going, nerd.
And then the distance.
Just bullying.
So there's 4 ships, right? How many ships?
5 ships.
How, like, from one end to the other, what's that distance?
So I'm imagining at least 20 feet, maybe 15 feet between every ship. So a ship is 20 feet wide. So that's 100 plus 4 spaces in between.
With 30 feet, can I
15.
hit 2 ships?
Yes.
Actually, can I upcast this spell? Hold on. Let me see if I can upcast this spell first. It doesn't say I can upcast it. To add
What spell is this?
Wall of Water.
Yeah, I think Wall
I
of
don't think
Water
you-
just is.
Yeah,
Let me
I was
take a
trying to
look.
upcast it for like extra, length.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we can make that happen.
Can we do that?
Let's see if we can make that happen.
If I use a 4th level spell slot instead of a 3rd level spell slot.
Let's see. You can make a wall up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high. It's a third level spell. I'd say you'd be able to get an extra 10 feet because
So
it seems like you're getting 10 feet per level.
so I can
So
definitely
30
hit
feet long.
two ships at least.
That would hit two ships. Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Whatever ships I think that are the
And actually,
closest. What?
I am so sorry because we did determine, and I didn't want to have to go back on this. We did determine the ships are twice the size, so a ship actually is 40 feet, not 20 feet, because it has to accommodate
Mm.
for large people. So I do apologize. You would be only be able to hit one ship with this, with the 30 or 40 feet.
I'm not gonna try and encompass the entire ship. I just want to hit
Hmm.
the edges. Like, pretend
I
this is the length.
Because I said yes, I will say you'll be able to hit the edges of two of the ships
Yes.
to kind of like lock them in place. I think
Yes,
that's
I'm
fine.
gonna try. I'm gonna cast a wall of water to basically the two ships I think that are the closest to getting out of port offshore.
Hmm. Okay.
And I'm gonna cast a wall of water between the two of them to like harden the lava.
Okay. So you can see that the Merciless and the Iron Claw are just about to kind of like back their way out and depart, and this like wall of water summoned from at this point the plane of water itself. I mean, you're literally like it would be easier to draw blood from this stone than water itself in the plane of fire. And yet water appears
Yep.
here. And as soon as it does, it almost begins to immediately boil as it splashes outwards, but it's still a cooling enough effect to turn the sea of fire in the portion where those ships are into an extension of the island itself, creating more lava rock, and the ships once again not find themselves even beached, but almost encased in the formation of the island now extended outwards.
Do I think that would stay?
It seems to. It seems to actually be a part of the island now, where you have created this lava rock, almost like parts of it sheen like obsidian itself.
Perfect.
That kind of glassy exterior.
So
So
if
where
I
you can,
cast it
the shops are just
again,
locked.
if I
Yeah,
cast, all right, good to know. Thank you.
yeah. We'll move. We are to the end of the turn order with the John. There's one left. Um, oh, man, I don't know. This poor guy. Um, he is going to run up to Scarlett. Listen,
That sounds like a great idea.
I am not with him anymore. I am very useful. I am very good at my job, and I hear you have ship, and you seem to be, um, just you looking for. I am looking for employment. Or you looking for? I serve you so well. You seem like a great captain.
Make it out of here alive and you have a job.
Ha, deal. And then he turns to the fire hellion only 15 feet from him, and then back at all of his dead companions, and he goes, "Shit." Um, I don't know. What was
That's
he?
a fair deal, though.
He he is going to disengage and start running backwards. And as he like is pointing to a case, she goes, "I'm with you now." That is, unfortunately, where we are going to end our episode for this week. Thank you all for joining us. We are going to join back at the top of the order with my frantic notes. We've got this. It's great. Let's change music up and let's do some outro stuff as we've gone half an hour over. Um, First of all, thank you to my wonderful cast. Thank you to them for sticking around for this extra part of the fight, and thank you to them in advance for doing their best to remember what was even happening when we look at this frantic battle map in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah.
Um, that is to say, so unfortunately, Michael will not be able to join us next week. We will still be in combat, so I never want to take out your paladin if we're doing a big fight. So if this had all been over, I might say, hey, maybe let's jump back in. But I don't want to leave Michael out of a fight because God knows he loves it. Um, so with the holidays coming up, with at least American holidays, we are going to be taking off the 23rd and the 30th, and hope to be back the 7th. So we're going to be taking 2 weeks off. please take care of yourselves. In the meantime, I'm going to have these lovely people say a little bit about themselves, and then we're going to do some outro stuff from the channel and talk about some cool stuff that's coming up real soon, even tomorrow, even. Um, so stick around. Merritt, why don't you go ahead and start us out?
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and you can find me on all applicable social media at Archimage of Dice. I am, as Kaila always says, a Sword and Key exclusive also at the moment. You find me here, obviously, with my lovely face on Horizons Call on Saturdays, but you can also find me on Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern running Journey to Books End, a fairy tale cipher system, using the We Are All Mad Here supplement by Monty Cook Games. It's very gay. And I just threw them through one of my favorite settings of Invisible Sun as they were running through some TTRPG books to get to their next destination. We will have one more session this month on the 18th, and then we will be back in December. We'll be taking the last week off. And I'm also running tech for the Zenith game on Thursday evenings at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. That's all I got.
Wonderful. Thank you, Barrett. Thank you for running tech today. Thank you for all the amazing work that you do around here and for the amazing stories that you tell. Um, Next up, we would typically have Eva. Eva is the key half of Sword and Key and my partner not only in what we do here, but also in life. And I very, very much appreciate her. She, of course, wishes she could be here, but of course, we do have a farm and sometimes stuff happens. So I would appreciate all the love being spread to her. You can find her on most socials at the Eva Serate. It looks like Sarate, but it's eviscerate. There's a joke in there. Um, yeah, check her out on BlueSky. The is not part of it. It's just Eva Serrate, EvaSerrate. She has some really cool stuff coming up soon, as well as some applications out for some games. You can check those out on Sword and Keys Discord first, and you can check them out on our socials second. So we will have some stuff coming up soon, especially for December for Hope Miss, which we will be doing some work for there. Next up, we have Mikyl.
Hi, I was just dozing off. This is great music.
It's called
Hi, I'm Mikyl.
Atlantean
You can find.
Twilight.
Oh, I love this. Can you just keep this
Yeah,
on the
for sure.
thing
Yeah,
for the week? I got
yeah.
some drawing to do, and this is sounding like a good
Not
loop.
gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. You can find me at Michael Sandoval on Instagram, and BlueSky, but I'm really not on there that much. I am really, most of my time is spent on the Discord channel. I am also a Sword and Key exclusive and don't do anything outside of it because these are my favorite people and this is where I would like to spend most of my time. So you can find all of my art that I do on there, including some stuff that I'm working on for a little passion project that I'm doing, something that is like multiple decades in the works, but I'm just putting together some art. So anyway, you can find me there. Love you. Bye.
Please do find Michael in those places and definitely check him out on our Discord. We are always very appreciative for the amazing work that Michael does. That you can see on this show, on Humblewood, on Zenith, on so many shows. The man works himself to the absolute bone, and he makes a hot skeleton, so it all works out. But we're so very appreciative of everything that Michael does. Please go and support him. Check out all of his stuff. My dream someday is to get something that he has done tattooed on my body. So we'll make that happen in your future.
And
Uh,
this is the first time I've heard of it, and we can make
it's
that
the first time I've
happen.
said it. So
Absolutely.
Derek got one tattoo and he's fiending for more.
that's right. I got one tattooed. It healed mostly okay. We're going back for others. I've had a list for most of my
Little
life, and I'm not waiting
touch up.
anymore. Yeah, no, I'm going back for a touch up. Last but absolutely not least, we have Kayla.
Hi, hello, my name is Kaila. I have been your Siren Storm Sorcerer, Scarlett Shores, who thought she had a great plan, didn't turn out that well. Oh well. Here we are. I am a
Turned out
Sword
great.
and Key exclusive. You can find me on social medias at KMC, if not there, underscore. Yeah, I just do the things here.
You do a great job. We appreciate it.
Derek and I still need to finish planning out my birthday game, so stay tuned.
I was gonna say someone's got a birthday coming up.
I say it could be a good filler for next weekend.
It's true. That's true. which I'm going to go ahead and
And then
read
it
that
would
off
be
the
on my
calendar.
actual birthday.
Also true. Yeah, speaking of the calendar and everything, I should say before even that, I am Derek Sword. I've been your GM for this game and many games here on Sword and Key. I am the sword half of Sword and Key. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. I use he, him pronouns, and Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I'm so sorry. We have some really cool stuff lined up in the near future. One of those things, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time on the 17th, we have the second part of Night of Fright 2. It's Night of Fright 2 Part 2. That is our Scooby-Doo game that has been extended past October, where we're raising money for NAMI, National Alliance for Mental Illness. So we will still have that campaign going until that game wraps up, and honestly, until our Woodland Gods, the hack of that, also plays. So there's still opportunities to donate to mental health care. It's a great organization and one that I've worked with for a number of years. Mikyl is part of that. He's playing Sukubi, the Knoll version of Scooby Doo. It's very haunting. Um, on the 18th, as Mary mentioned, we have the return of Journey to Book's End at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, which typically plays every Monday, but also, as Mary mentioned, we'll be taking off the 25th. And when did you say they'd be back, Mary?
The week after.
On
If
the 9th?
if
Yeah.
I'm not well, no, the second.
The second, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If I'm not
Yes.
exhausted from my trip. So we'll see.
Also that, yeah. Um, I'll talk to you after. Okay. Gate Night, which is the only video game currently streamed here on Sword and Key, will be back on Tuesday. That is Tuesday the 19th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. That will play every Tuesday. That's where myself, LD, and Shadow play Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, we're in the Shadow Cursed lands, and it's great. And we're making our way downtown to Moonrise Towers, and hopefully Minthara's there. Um, on Thursday, Zenith, as Meredith also mentioned, it's our other 5e campaign run by one of my favorite GMs, Alex. Plays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time every Thursday. Obviously, they'll be taking Thanksgiving Day off. And then that kind of wraps up our week, aside from the game that Kayla and I will be playing, likely on the 23rd, but we'll give you more details about that soon. The 24th has a special Sword and Tea, which is our chat show with game creators. I will be sitting down with the creator of Mice of Legend, Paul Hofer from Alchemical Press. Mice of Legend is a 5e, and actually not just 5e. It's a general TTRPG setting, where your standard fantasy adventurers are shrunken down into mice versions of themselves and then are transported to a mice-like fantasy world that lives within our world. So you both have the concept of like being tiny in a world of giant things, but also the secret mice world that lives within those things. So I'm very excited to sit down with him and chat about that. And then we'll be doing a game feature of Mice of Legend that we'll have a casting call out for shortly afterwards. The 24th also has the next episode of Monster Crush, which will come out before Thanksgiving. Monster Crush is a podcast that I do with my friend LD, where we talk about different cryptids, creatures, and miscellaneous monsters from myth and how smoochable they are. This will be a special Thanksgiving Day episode where we're going to talk about some birds and vegetables and how fuckable they are, and the monstrous versions of them. Don't fuck a carrot, I guess. I don't know. I'm not your dad. Um, Thanksgiving is obviously going to be a day that we are taking off. Please, take care of yourselves. Our Discord will still be open. There will still be people who will be wanting to hang out. So if you do want to join our Discord and actually see all of our stuff, check out beacons.ai/sword and key. Our Discord is there, as well as links to Monster Crush, links to our philanthropic endeavors. Journey to Book's End and Zenith both raise money for PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund. The link to NAMI is there as well. The Pally for Gate Night, for Horizon's Call, all there. Also, our affiliate ships like Hit Point Press, the creators of Humblewood, Eldritch Foundry, which is a custom miniature site, Wishbone Cosmetics, UK-based queer-owned vegan cosmetics brand that makes cosmetics based on like fantasy themes. And then the 29th, Native American Heritage Day / Black Friday, we'll be having our next Sword and Key movie night, which does occur only on our Discords. We're going to be watching the 2023 slasher Thanksgiving, because there's not a lot of Thanksgiving movies out there, but at least there's a slasher. Um, into December, like I said, we're probably going to be doing some stuff for Hopeness. We're going to be putting out some game applications for Mice of Legend, as well as Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, which I am looking to run here as well. And then we'll have a lot of more cool stuff coming out into the new year. Obviously, the holiday season gets busy, so we'll do what we can, but things might slow down a little bit here. Just remember always to take care of yourselves and each other. And the holidays are always a good time, not only to care about the people immediately around you, but the world around you as well, and always put your money towards great causes. So all that said, thank you so much for joining us. Take care of yourselves. We are going to be rating
Charmed
somebody.
fantasy.
Charm Fantasy, fantastic. Spread some positivity and love over there, and we will see you in 3 weeks, if not sooner. Until that time, fair winds, following seas, brave mariners. Take care of yourselves.
Bye.